Okay, and we are live. All right. We didn't have to like fight with it this time, guys. So this is a plus. I mean, it's awesome. There's our. Can you see the chat, Michelle?
No, I can't. Hang on.
Oh, see that same thing happened to.
I can see the chat. Maybe if I open it on YouTube, but
Okay.
then there
Yep.
might be that sound problem because I'll hear like YouTube. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, the same thing happened. Vanilla couldn't see the chat.
Yeah, they're growing up the
Well,
aliens.
she had to use it on her cell phone to see the chat. So okay, we got Cheryl. Hello, how you doing? Jeff, you made it. Jeff made our our Bigfoot whisperer, Jeff Roan.
I turn
Awesome.
the. I can see the chat now.
Now you can see the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Rocky Mountain Skywatcher. I won't give your name because you probably don't want it. So we have Bluetooth 3 on. Hello. Oh my God. Yeah. Is Gally made it too? That's awesome. I'm exhausted because of my guy.
What did your guy do? What did Ika do?
Got me up too early. Way too early to talk.
Uh,
Anita. Oh my God. Yes. Everybody. We're late. So I'm glad everybody else. We're late.
we were having troubles here, you know.
Well, it's a weird story. I wonder if anybody else had the same thing.
Yeah,
What
I had a
Bluetooth?
weird fall.
Yeah, Bluetooth 3. What time is it there? Way past my bedtime. Right. We gotta listen. Make all these grand. This is grand.
Yeah, here it's 8
Blue
o'clock.
B. I don't know if anybody else has texted and say I can't find you. Whatever. Let's see. I don't know how to do like, you know how you can do on YouTube where there's like an announcement that you're going to go live or something. So I can do that from YouTube, but I don't know how to do it from here yet. So, everybody else is on there. They're pulling up images, videos. I'm like just trying to, I'm like, I don't even know how you would do that on here because I don't know.
I'm with you. I know nothing. This is my first live ever.
So also everybody's able to.
I'm a hermit.
Me
so
too. I mean, this is not.
It's time. We gotta connect.
Really,
We gotta get
oh, yeah, 2 a.m. Oh my God.
2 a.m. where?
Greece.
Here it's
2 a.m. is 2 a.m. somewhere. That's
8 o'clock in Brazil. The U.S. it's 9, right?
No, we're 7.
7. Oh yeah.
You're an hour ahead of us, yeah.
An hour ahead.
And it's 3 hours. See, our West Coast folks is 3 hours behind. So there's that's the thing when you try to putz around with all this stuff. It's different.
And the heat here is back again. Remember, I posted a couple of days ago. So happy. It was like 70 degrees. I was like, oh my God, heaven! I have the AC like on, like crazy, and I'm still dripping wet.
We had snow last night.
It's crazy.
Just like spring snow last night. 30 degrees, 30 something. Now it's 40s rain this weekend. Yep, Jeff, he said at 4 o'clock. Yep, 4:09. Yep.
4:09. Wow.
5 o'clock Central. Yep.
6 p.m. Alabama.
Oh yeah, that's right. 6 out. Yeah. 4. Yeah, Anita, you're just like the West Coast. Yep, Arizona. Yeah, awesome. So, folks, this is one of our Star Warriors and SSP. All that crap stuff. Same stuff, right? We're all in the same. Michelle, and I'll let Michelle introduce where she is in Brazil. This is one of our. We have 70% of our viewers are Brazil.
I'm in the state of what we call Espírito Santo. It's north of Rio. I'm originally from Rio. Espírito Santo is the Holy Spirit state. That's what it's called. And north of Rio. But I'm way out in the country, rural land, in the middle of nowhere. We have cattle farmers, and next door, that's the closest thing we have. And I've been, I guess, a walk-in contactee for a while. It's confusing because there were so many attacks on all of us. Mm-hmm. I've been messed with so much that there was a point that I just withdrew. And I was like, okay, I don't want to remember. I don't want anything to do with this. I'm going to be a hermit, continue being away from everything and see what it takes. But now I think it's time for us all to connect because we can learn from one another and different experiences and maybe then grow strength. They don't want us to get together.
No. Today we had
because that's strength. We need to come together. We give strength to one another sharing experiences, sharing maybe something that happened that made no sense to you. Like one time, many things I shared with Andrea didn't make sense to me, and then I was like, Andrea, I had the same thing happen. So it's this, it's that. We learn from one another.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're messaging us and we don't understand, and then we hear from somebody else and we're like, oh, they had the same experience. I get it now. This is what happened to me. I had this dream. I met this person, and so I think here I am, a hermit coming out of her cave.
Well, it's funny because today we had the same experience, which is like in like because you have an elderly mom, like I have my elderly mom, right?
I
And we
share
both we're
here,
both
and
wiped out.
yeah,
We were both went grocery shopping. We both
grocery.
came home. I never fall, never, ever.
Since I'm such a klutz, I'm a klutz.
You're
I'm a klutz.
no, I'm like nimble cat, like never, never.
But because I am a klutz, always been, I've been so careful all my life. I'm like, okay, where I step, I always look down. I'm always careful. Like, okay, I'm gonna break something, so I don't want to break anything.
I don't want to break.
So it was so weird. By the time I saw it today, I was already on the floor. My toes went this
Yeah,
way,
same.
and
Yeah,
my ankle was sprained. I'm achy, and both knees are hurt. But it was weird. It felt like an attack. It felt like something
yeah.
did not want us to get together.
Oh, for sure. Because your
But
mom was
then
watching you.
something came in and gave me strength. And
Yeah,
I looked down at my ankle. The swelling was going down
yeah.
completely. It was like an egg, and it went down. And I wasn't feeling pain. I just feel slightly achy here and there. So there's good and bad. The bad comes in, does their crap, and the good comes in and helps. We have
Yeah,
friends.
I wonder if anybody see. I'll fall a lot. So if Shannon falls a lot, and if I don't, I never fall. Okay.
Oh gosh,
Oh
I
no,
trip on my own feet.
you.
I do. That's why I'm so careful.
Well, yeah, you know, right. Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's just it made no. When you told me you fell, I'm like, what the? I'm like, no way,
Yeah,
because mine
I
was the
don't.
same way. Like, I never fall, never. And this was, I'm walking around the corner. I had the groceries, right? My mom was there watching, just like your mom. And it was like, because you can slip on. It was cold last night here, so we had some snow, but everything's it was just
No, we
wet. You know, we've had a lot of rain, Irish weather here, so um, yeah. So I went around the deck, and just my leg went right out, like just like it was on ice, like.
out of the blue,
And I
right?
thought it was a chicken poop because you can follow saw chicken poops are really.
Yes.
I'm like chicken poop. I mean, like, there was nothing there. I slipped on nothing. It just like threw my leg out. Like it wasn't even one of those like fun kind of falls. This was
Yeah,
like
like, okay.
right,
No.
because I catch myself. I'm one of those like dancers and like and I catch myself. But this was like wipe out. My mom like yours. Oh my god! I'm like shut up. I'm fine.
My mom almost passed out. It was a lot of pain. I was
Yeah,
in a lot of pain.
you were
I
in bed.
started
Yeah,
sweat and passing out. My mom was like, "Don't pass out! Don't!" And she was holding me. And I'm like, I can't get up. It's like
yeah.
the whole commercial.
It was
I've fallen and I can't get up. I felt like that.
like yeah. This was total like. I mean, it was just nuts, man.
It was. It was.
How is everyone feeling? Ivanilda, how is everyone feeling? No, I'm fine. You're a little sore.
I knew
I'm
that.
not
We
feeling.
gotta talk.
Yeah, I'm a farmer. We can like amputate a limb and be like, "Oh, I'll get the hay tomorrow."
Yeah,
No
yeah.
worries. No worries. No worries.
No, I've broken toes because I'm klutz. I've
Yeah.
um I've dislocated a toe like this and then put it back together, but then I felt a lot of pain. But this one, both toes went like this. I
Yeah.
thought they were dislocated, but they're okay now. They're just slightly
Okay.
achy. So I was like, okay.
Yeah. You had some assistance coming in. Somebody else had. Yeah. So our friend Rocky Mountain. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you. I won't use your name, Rocky Mountain. I know who this is, but I'm not gonna. I know. I know who some people are, but they don't. You know, there's their family, whatever. So I respect that. Yesterday was huge mental. Oh, she had a mental attack. Yeah, like self
Yeah.
offing and yeah, you had one of. We're gonna do a video on that. Erica's doing a lot better. She had a little rough. She got attacked too. She's off all those, IV crap stuff, and so hopefully she's feeling a little bit better, and we'll be able to do kind of a group healing thing. I think that'd be awesome. I got a bunch of downloads, so I got a bunch of stuff that's all over the place. I want to, I mean, this week was like in the past couple of days. Like, wow. I mean, I got so much info. So I have to try to make sense out of it so I can share it little by little. I can't even make sense out of it. There's so much of it on my head is like fire. So
It was,
yeah.
I think they're getting desperate. We're coming
Oh, they
together.
no, they're absolutely desperate.
We're at the
Absolutely.
last straw. So,
Yeah, they're at
and
their last. So Tiger Star's been having panic attacks. Yeah, that's all them. That's all the handlers.
yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna do. I've got a couple of things that I got to put together. I'm gonna do them as shorts. Then people can just have. Then you have them. Because right now, the way I get everything organized, I don't know what I'm like trying to make sense out of. But yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, it can.
having panic attacks for
Yep,
weeks.
that's all them. They do that to you. That's the handlers.
Yeah, there's so many people with attacks. Look at, I'm
Yeah, they're
looking
doing
at.
that. They just send you a frequency. So why was we were on a Dave call, Dave Rossi,
Oh,
and he met the guy that because we were talking about not only the healing chambers and how they actually work. Because you know me, I want to know how I like the way things actually. I'm also kind of working through some of this stuff, so because it's not woo woo, it's quantum, so I have to kind of align it. So they're talking about how the healing chambers work and the entropy and how they may be working, how they're not working, and then also so Dave was working with this guy. He's a physicist, but for DARPA, and this is the guy that invented or figured out the mechanics towards for like remote mind control.
hmm.
So sending out electromagnetic signals and frequencies so that they can. First, it was just about they can just target one person, but they got it so they can. Like, it's a little more complicated. They can target several.
Several at one time.
Well,
I,
this guy who came up with that, of course, he didn't when they. And this is the thing when they're inventing a lot of this stuff that's then used to target us or to target the population.
and
It's
they
not
believe
initially
us.
invented for that. It's initially invented for a benevolent or just curiosity's sake. But all the military wants is to they weaponize everything. So everything can be weaponized, and that's what they did. So the guy that came up with this stuff, like I said, he's not a bad guy. So he's no longer working for the Sith Lords. He's working on our side. So he flipped tables. So a lot of these people are just find themselves trapped in these situations with the underground black operations, and they don't want to be there. So oh yeah, one of the great frequencies to use is a 110. So if they were to turn on the pyramids in Egypt or any of them, the frequency, like the background frequency, would be 110 hertz. So you're
Tiger,
not, yeah,
tiger
110. I,
having
I did a short so people would pick that up. Use just the frequency. There's a bunch of videos out there that have all the sounds that go along with it. That message, your brain is like, what the? You just want the pure tone.
yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah. So
connecting
you can
nature.
just Google on YouTube 110 hertz pure tone, no music to go along with it,
Yeah, or just
and
nature. Nature
it's
has their
great. I
own
bet.
frequency.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. It's nice just to have. I didn't know. Yeah. So I mean, and smudging and yeah. So whatever floats your boat, do it. Who cares if lighting candles and
Yeah,
whatever you.
incense. I love incense.
Incense, absolutely. Oh, before I forget, Ika changed his perfume or cologne,
Oh,
whatever he did. Speaking of before, we've been chatting all week, so I always our conversations are so inane that I usually forget them. But he did the other night. I woke up. I'm like, oh, I like that. Like, oh, it's not his usual like floral. This is more like, because he knew I really like dragon's blood, so we switched to dragon's blood.
oh, that's so sweet. He did it for you.
I'm like, wait, like, I like. It's more masculine too. I think maybe the guys don't make us fun of him as much. So
Aw.
yeah, but there's some other ones too, like the 528, 432, and whatever floats your personal boat. You can use those when you really want to go out and get into your meditation or to zone somewhere else. I don't meditate; I just go somewhere. So it's whatever
Yeah,
you.
I can't meditate. I try.
Yeah, I mean,
I try to zone into like something I like or
yeah, yeah,
there
you know,
somewhere. Like I like staying on the porch
yeah,
looking outside at the nature, and that's how I feel connected.
yeah. No, I know. It's everybody is. People just find what works for you, and that's some of the stuff that's been coming through. Is
There's not
everyone
one way.
everyone like exploring and unveiling like a flower or something, and
Yeah.
it's really finding you. Frankincense is my favorite too. I love frankincense. But that's what they were kind of talking about. I got to kind of like put all the different pieces, the downloads together because it's a download. So it's like, bleh. And I'm like, oh my god. But the essence of it was that one, we are first contact. You, right? You are for the star seeds, the envoys, the walk-ins, whatever you want to call them. You are the first contact. So you're not an earth person. That's why all that stuff, because we've always would ask ourselves,
Oh,
why am I not like other people? Why are we not zombies? Why are we all here tonight talking like this?
child, yeah. Since we're children, we start.
Yeah, but why, right? Why? And that's what, because you're not in, there's stuff encoded obviously in our DNA, and that actually, for me, that actually led me in a separate direction where when I was under the my labs, they were trying to get the secret sauce out of my body, but that's a whole different story. Um, so that DNA that you have is encoded with a lot of safety features in there,
Mhm.
switchbacks, if you want to, what you want to call them, you know. So, um, you are an extraterrestrial. This is just what you're. This ain't for everybody, even for them. You're just wearing a Halloween costume. This is not you. This is just the mode you're moving, the legs you're moving around with. That's not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's great. It's wonderful. ETs love their bodies, yada yada. But I mean, it's like, you are an extraterrestrial, and once you come to terms with who you are as that, that is what you need to do. That is what you need. That's what they're saying. This is what you need to bring to the table, because this is what disclosure is. It is not the drip disclosure. It is not the mainstream media. It is not the military. It is not any of that. They're saying it's not any of that stuff. And it's not even a lot of your celebrity disclosure people,
No, it's us. It's all us.
because they're not that they're bad people, and that's they always say that, but
They're connected to certain,
yeah, they're not.
could
So
be.
I guess no, what they were trying to say is, okay, if they're more focused on the narrative,
Yeah.
well, then they're not doing their job, right? So when you're doing your job is when you are out there, or just as much as you can handle, you know. I can't, but just even being here, just being in on Earth right now.
Hmm.
I hate to use the word anchoring, but I don't know what to call it. You're solidifying, you're holding the ET presence, which is why this is why they did what they did, right? And then when you interact with people, which you are bound to do at some point, you're starting to sort of change the way they think, and I think a lot of us have noticed that when
Yeah.
we interact. So,
What came to
just
me,
make a long story short, that is, you are first contact. You are first ET contact.
and we're here to transmute.
Yeah,
That's what came to me. Like, I was, I have, one of my contacts this past week. I was like, I woke up and I was like
yeah,
hearing voices and
yeah,
the things that happened.
yeah,
And I was talking to somebody. I couldn't see them, but I was talking to them. I could see there was light and people around, kind of like a table, like.
yeah,
And I was, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And they were like, "You transmute." That's the word that came to me. Transmute. We're here to change things little
yep,
by little. We think that we're not doing much, but we're doing a lot. And we got to reach out. We got to stop, like, because we have this tendency. I do this tendency of just closing in.
yeah. I know.
And no, I don't want anything to do with this. No, 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 no. Don't want to talk to people like that. That's dark. No, I'm gonna hide. We gotta, like, our fall today. I had decided, okay, I'll go on a live. I got home early. I'm all happy. I'm like, yep, fall. They don't want us to come together. We think it's a little thing of just us connecting, talking, and
No,
it seems
right
that,
now this is like their worst nightmare.
yeah, that's what they don't want. They want us disconnected. That's how they control us. That's how
Yep,
they get us down. We just want to hide, like hermit, like I did. I've been doing it for years. So
yep,
we're here, and I
yep,
think more and more people need to come together. Let's, do more lives. Everyone
yep.
talk. We can all reach each other. Let's get in contact. Look at the comments and get in contact, more personal
Yeah.
contact. Let's all
Yeah,
talk.
you are. That's what we are, the first contact. We are the soft contact the soft extraterrestrial contact for Earth people. And we have
Yeah.
some, so Jeff has come to, let me wait a minute. Here we go. This stupid, I can't say with him and I can't say with him. Jeff has to come from us. Yep. Go goober me. All right. Goober. That's a good. No. And that's the thing. It's like, you have a lot of people on there say they're working for the white hats and the government. And I'm saying there aren't white hats. They are working up there, but they're not the ones that are going to be pushing forward on this stuff. And there's a lot of people who say they're working for good parts of the government. They were in the military and now we're working. They're not. They're not. So they are. They think they are, but the military people behind them are not. They're the drip. It's never going to happen with them. So we have some folks, all of our worker bees here. So there's second con with other. I don't know how I can I get up on the if I miss it. Oh darn! I don't know if I. Let me see if I. Well, if I disappear, you know what happens. Oop! Don't end stream. Oh,
Oh,
wait a minute. Oh, I can't see it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. All right. I was wondering. I should be able to slide the contract.
oh,
Oh,
and is asking. So,
oh,
is
okay.
there a second contact with other beings connecting with
Yep.
humans?
Jeff has to come from us. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So, okay. There it. Oh, it's Vincent. Okay. I wasn't sure who. All right. So, is there a second contact with other beings connecting with humans? Second contact. So, Vincent, do you mean like your contacts now, like Semyasi's sister, or the actual ETs? We're the liaison. So that's a separate thing. When there already are ETs here, number one. So sorry to happen. But you mean like sort of with your family stuff? That's going to be individualized, and that's what we're working on behind the scenes. But it's kind of an apples and oranges things from us, which is what they told me. It's not apples and oranges, but you know what I mean. So that they were focusing more on you guys and what we need to do right now, and who we are, and where the psyops are and where the psyops aren't. So the hermit, and that's okay. And they said that because they know I. So the hermit tendency is okay. So you're still reaching out to people. You're still don't put yourself out there if you don't feel super. Like you don't. Then you break your vibe as you can't transmute if you're all. So do what feels okay, but push. They'll say push your envelope a little bit. So like I went to a Merrill Lynch dinner. I don't go to all of them. But I was able to kind of hold my frequency a little bit better this time. And even at this Merrill Lynch dinner, I have influenced so many people there that they're all watching, Stephen Greer, and even though he's a little bit funky and wonky, it's all right. It doesn't matter. It's that they are. She's one lady was so funny. She's like, "Oh, my husband's got this huge like list of things he's watching. He's obsessed with all the extraterrestrial stuff." So that's what you do. You just kind of plant the
Get
seed.
people curious. They want to see.
They
Oh,
want it.
interesting. Let's see.
They want it. And see, we make them feel safe. And
Yeah.
because and this is natural, you don't have to do anything because your consciousness,
See you.
yeah, it's not
Be-
from this planet. You're not human.
That's what I learned. I have to be me, my true
You have to
self.
be right. Everybody, you have to be whatever ET you actually are, whatever. Because we've all been fucked over so bad. So that, but you have to start to come to terms with and realize the fact that you're human, but and some aren't. Some of our members, that's another thing. Some of our members aren't human.
And some are human. And we're all here learning from each other.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're one of the ones that like is different, you might be a gray, you a benevolent gray, you might be a benevolent reptilian, you might be an earth keeper type, an amphibian type. I mean, there's just so many non-human type. But you guys are even the bigger power players that are
Yeah.
here. So you just got to feel into what you're like and what works for you. So the hermit tendency is there's nothing wrong with right people. I'm a hermit. Yeah, don't want.
Yeah.
Well, you're not a hermit. That's I mean, just doing this, like everybody, like
I'm a big hermit and I'm here now. So that's the thing. I'm like, oh my God. That's why I mean, there's a heat here. That's why I'm sweating. But most likely because I'm a hermit too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm talking in public. There's people.
Usually we're hot when we're talking about our men, but that's oh God. Yeah, that's but so the point, and then again, being here together, or just being in the mindset of knowing that we're all working together, and this is where you get a little. That's where you got to kind of wait. Some of these other sometimes when they're not. engaged. I actually went up with another well-known contactee last night. We were working together for the second time. So I know her husband and everything. So there's layers to who you are, and but this we create an electromagnetic. So I hate to talk woo. I don't want to talk woo. So even when Michelle says transmute, there is an energetic electrical thing that happens, because the CIA is, yeah,
People take it to a more spiritual, like,
yeah,
oh,
but it is
religion. No, wait, it's not.
like
It's
right.
science.
It's science, yeah. Even though, but what it feels in your body, like love, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got There's all kinds of chemicals that happen and everything, but there's also that sensation of a very beautiful spiritual experience when you're petting your dog or you're having a good meal, and because your mind is your brain itself is just a machine, but then there's your consciousness, which is you know so what is consciousness? We get into all kinds of, so understanding these things, and this is what physics is doing now, and all of your neuroscience, blah blah blah. That's what the deep state was working with, as Michelle found out when she was but
Uh,
yeah. So let's see. What is Can you can see the chat? Can you, Michelle?
Hang on, I gotta open, like, yeah, I can see it now.
Okay. So Ivanilda, Enab Avlis is Ivanilda. For those
Oh,
folks, I know for those folks.
Vanilda.
Yeah, her name is her stage name is Enab Avlis. That's her YouTube channel.
Oh, that's why. Vanilda, precisamos conversar.
Ah,
We need to talk. I feel your energy. Your awesome energy too. We all need to connect more and more. Oops.
oh no, there goes your camera.
I'm a klutz. I'm a
See,
klutz.
there is another attack. No, quantum
It's
interdimensional.
another attack. I'm a hermit and I'm a klutz.
I'm
Yeah, my face is up here. I don't want to be like those other YouTubers. Like, look at
everybody. Oh, they're all so perfect, and they got like spaceships behind them, and we're like, fuck
yeah,
that.
and
I
I'm like,
I wouldn't even know how to do that. Never mind. So, oh yeah, so Rocky Mountain nailed it. She's like quantum interdimensional frequency. Yeah, I mean, there is interdimensions. I mean, there's more than one dimension, and you can shift in between them. So it's when once you leave your physical body and you're in that, your consciousness is freed in the astral, or whatever you want to call it, light body, whatever you want to call it, right? You can go anywhere. So, and you can time travel. I mean, all that stuff. So, oh,
and I don't know if many people did the same thing I did, becoming more of a hermit. But after the attacks, I was remembering many things. I was, I was really like remembering things. I was having contacts constantly. Things were happening, and I was feeling like great. And then all of a sudden, something churned, and the attacks became so heavy that
mm,
I withdrew. I was like, maybe, I don't need to be into this. Maybe I just got to be by myself. There's something wrong here. And I started doubting even my
oh,
contacts.
oh yeah, yeah, of course. That's what
Oh, no, it's so much, mind fuckery. I don't know if you get
Well,
the
a
word.
lot of people who think they're contactees, it's just the CIA they're talking to.
Yeah.
It's
So
not.
that's why I started doubting myself. I was like, oh, no, but this can't, this is not right. All this stuff is happening to me. I'm being attacked. The dreams. It was crazy, crazy. It's almost like when a person is religious, what they say is a demonic attack is like. That's
Mhm.
pretty much kind of like what it is. You feel like, what's going on? So I withdrew and became more of a hermit. I was already a bit of a hermit,
Yeah,
always was.
yeah.
And I became more and I withdrew. But now I learned that we need to come together. We need to
And get the tips, the tricks, and also to fight back.
not be afraid
No,
because
yeah,
trying to
right.
make me afraid. Oh, don't go on. Don't talk. Don't connect with Andrea. Don't. And I was like, no, I'm gonna do it now. You
Yeah,
made me
you got to
fall.
stand up as
I
the big.
almost passed out in pain. My toes were bent this way, my knees. And, no, I'm going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. You really need to like mess back with them. Fight back big
Yeah,
time
it's they
because they're
try.
weak. They're
They'll come
so
from.
weak right now. They're weak.
They are. They're desperate.
Yeah. It's not like when we were kids and being taken to the my labs. They're right now. They are weak.
And as a kids, all of us probably had some weird experiences. I almost got kidnapped when I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
A man actually took me in front of my mom and ran away with me.
Yeah.
And a good Samaritan tripped him and got a hold of him and pulled me out of his arms. As children, we all went through so much. And then all the abuse and the people in your life sometimes are used to make you weaker or
Mhm.
not grow into yourself. It could be a parent, it could be a brother, sister, it could be, lover, somebody in your life. They use the people around you to attack you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And again, it's for people to you can be who you are, but then like play games with other people. If it's not safe for you to be walking around your house, I'm an Arcturian. Don't but find out but you can be in your own knowing of who you are, but still, as we all do, right? You can still wear a mask
Hmm.
to exist in the illusion that's still around you. So you don't. That's where that's why, because being an extraterrestrial, you have inside you the cleverness you need to figure out what you need to do in your specifically unique situation. So, oh, is that good? Yeah, I have no fucks left to give, warrior. That's what I am.
What I'm
So,
curious of
oh,
people
there's
that
Nita. Yeah, you gonna.
they've had contact seeing like UFOs, seeing, weird things in the sky since I've been seeing it since I was a child.
Yeah.
But if any of you have, what have you seen or things that happened to you on the chat, if you can put it on there, I think it would be interesting to know, and maybe I'll connect that way too, because they've been showing us our families and family friends.
Yeah. Absolutely. But Anita made a good point. She says you can. How do you know when it's real contact? You feel it. You just know it's. You just and we've all been through the doubts, but yeah,
But they mess with us so much. Remember, I told you that. See, I lived always in the city,
yeah,
and I moved to rural land in 2008.
yeah,
And that's when I had the contact with a V shaped, but it wasn't like
yeah.
the the military because it had a bunch of little lights and it was huge. It was right above my house. And me, my grandmother passed away already, and my mom, we all saw this. And this was right after dawn, at dawn, right after sunset. So it was like 6, 7 o'clock at night. And it was clear as day, it was silent. And at first, I was like, because I was reading a lot into like grays and how they kidnap you and they abduct you and they probe you and all that stuff. And that's 2008. And I was like, slightly afraid. I was like, no, it could be evil. It could be. So I didn't really connect to the energy. But that's because maybe I was so programmed and so afraid by, I was raised Christian, Catholic, then born again Christian, then all this, a lot of afraid. Everything is demonic, everything is evil. So at that one, but it was, come on, it was like nearly daylight. It had just like lights gone. This was above my house, really low, that it was over like my house. It was so big. It was over the size of my house. This was a huge thing. And me, my grandmother, and my mother, we were all there, like staring up the sky, like, what the? We were. It was like it felt like a dream. It
Wow.
felt weird. I had many experiences like that. There was one time we were all on the porch again when my grandmother was still alive. She would come from Rio and spend some time with us here, a couple of months, and then go back to Rio. And we were sitting on the porch, and all of a sudden, it was a weird, like electric storm kind of day. So I was sitting out there. There was lightning and things happening, and then the lights turned off. There was a blackout in the whole region. And once the blackout came, I'm out on the porch. My grandma's on one side, my mom's on the other side. all of a sudden, all these little lights
Wow.
flew around us. I remember seeing my grandma's face looking at the lights. It was a bunch of lights. It flew around us on the porch. It was little lights like this. And it was all around us, flying, flying. And then it went back out and then disappeared.
Wow.
Many things happen to all of us, and I'm sure a bunch of people in the chat too will have even greater amazing experiences. And that's why I'm sharing this, because there's so many things that happen to us, and this helps us connect, like, oh, this happened, oh, this is maybe like my family trying to talk to me, maybe this is something spiritual, this is something, you know what I mean. I don't know, it's so much to
So
talk about.
so many, like, just regular people too. They'll all be like, once they find it, they don't want to say anything because they're going to think I'm. So, but once they find someone like our group, or just when you're chatting with them, you kind of let open up about this stuff. They'll be like, I saw something or this app. People open up, almost every single person, and
Yes,
it's
because a lot of
amazing.
people actually close themselves up. When I would talk, for example, with my dad or somebody like this about what we saw, like big ship, everything, and they would just like kind of like go blank and just
Hmm.
okay, change the subject, and then so I was like, okay, not talking about it. So
Yeah,
it's nice.
some of that's the frequency mind control that they put under them.
And just it's almost like a blank stare. Like
Yeah,
they look
that's
at
how
it
you
and
know
let
it's
it go.
there. You go. That's how you know it's mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
they
strange.
they do something with the prefrontal. That's what they were working with in the military. And it's some of these frequencies we're just able to resist them. Because you have to ask yourself what, and we all do. Your people you talk to, you're like, how come everybody's still a zombie but we're not? And it's like because, or you never were. Like you may have just tried to like shut up when you were a kid and just get along, but
Oh,
there's always
yeah.
something in you.
I believe I was almost taken by a water vortex when I was around 12.
Wow. Yeah, everybody's sharing their. We've been
Yeah.
talking.
So, I was-
Oh yeah, I know.
oh, yeah, Anita. I think we all like, we think we're not doing a difference,
Oh
but
yeah.
maybe sharing or talking like we are just friends and connecting because people don't listen to us or they just block us. Like, the whole,
Well,
I'm
that was
not.
that was some of the download I got. They're like, "You do no, 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 no." They're like, "Yes, yes, you do." Everybody's doing. You're doing it. You're doing it. They're like, "Don't do." Yeah, beautiful experiences. Yeah, Vincent has some great stuff on there. Let's see, Rose Quartz. Oh gosh, was it? Let's see. Oh gosh, light opaque light orbs were flying down from. Oh, Shannon! Wow, she gets the orbs. Those are gorgeous. Yeah, little hellos, right? We are not.
Wow. I'm lucky of being like
She's not.
rural land, but I'm up on the top of a hill. So it makes it really like I've seen a Tic Tac
Yeah.
in broad daylight here. Like I think it was 2022 or 23. Broad daylight. I came home from grocery shopping, let my dogs out in the yard, and looked down. And then I looked up at the sky. I was like, "Wow, blue skies!"
Wow.
And then a Tic Tac just slowly passing by. I was like, "There's no wings. It's not a plane. There's no noise." I'm like, "What is it?" And so things happen, especially when you're like farther away from civilization. I
Yeah.
think that's how they can really show themselves. Hey, we're here.
Yeah, yeah,
Hello.
yeah. I mean, at my house, so my friend Patrick, who's a tall starseed. Actually, Patrick and I are going to reconnect this weekend because we were in my lab together. So they actually played us against each other, in trauma based stuff. So we're gonna share that stuff this weekend, see what we can get. And but he comes after work, and we we interact with the ships almost every night. There's a ship that comes
Oh,
by. And it's pretty hot. They're high here because I'm not rural. I'm like kind of country, but my neighbors see them too. But down the street, they're like, "Oh yeah, we see the ships." It's like,
you're
well,
in Massachusetts,
yeah,
right?
Central Mass. Yeah,
I grew up in Connecticut.
that's right.
So
Because that's where you went with the bad guys.
I went to, yeah, middle school, high school, all in Connecticut.
Yep. And they have
And
a good time, but they'll find you wherever you are. It's all my labs and all that's global. Unfortunately, Brazil's got a lot of that too. So it's not. So
Yeah, I've
visit
seen
info on black.
the
Oh,
stuff.
any info on black mantis beings? Had one visit me back in February 20th. Oh wow, black mantis.
Aren't they supposed to be like amazing beings? Like,
Yeah, very high
I,
intelligence, very old.
yeah, I've heard something like that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. I've had some around me. I didn't. Other people have seen them. Mostly because I think it's when I was working with Zachar. So Louise's little buddy Zachar, he pops in and out. So
Oh,
actually, people have actually seen Zachar in person. Like they've
oh,
seen it.
really?
Yeah, Louise was doing a reading for a teenage party, and one of the girls screamed, "Oh my god, an alien!" And Louise like, "Oh god, it's Zachar."
Oh, wow. But
Yeah,
that's like
yeah, Zachar.
confirming, like, oh, you're seeing something real, you know?
Yeah, well, some people, and I've had people like that. So Jeff, yeah, interesting feeling or frequency, but yeah, this is the one thing that I've had people, which I try to help them with, like they get all this stuff, but they're afraid. They're afraid of meeting an extraterrestrial. I said, well, they're humans, so, but they're still they get that's where you're that frequency bridge because they get used to see what it is when they're talking to you, they get used to you. So that gets them closer and more ready to make this jump to where they need to be to free themselves, to actually even desire to free themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So Rocky Mountain, I said huge tick. Oh, you had, oh shit, yeah, I got Rocky Mountain. I got to put your stuff into a slideshow so I can put them on. I might do. I said I was going to do. I think I'll do actually a podcast with your stuff. So Bluetooth, yeah, dance. We
Vincent
don't.
was back in February 2016.
Yeah.
Black mantis beings.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I helped with
right.
female mantis, but yeah, well, the insectoids are the oldest living,
Yeah.
oldest thing, whatever beings.
And I think maybe they don't connect as much or don't show themselves as much because people would be more closed off to it because people, that's so
Yeah,
different.
they're very well. Yeah, I mean, and
I
it's
think, I
completely
think it's amazing to see one.
well
I mean,
because you're not an Earth person. That's like,
ah.
I mean, to us, it's not a big deal at all. It's like it's like because you're used to that.
Yeah,
That's
but most people would probably like, yeah, what is that?
yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
that's where you would come in as that sort of talking about this stuff, and it does set in
Making it
people's mind.
normal. It's normal. So many beings. This is a
Oh,
multiverse.
yeah.
It's amazing.
People,
We're not the
people,
only people here.
yeah.
It's crazy that people still believe that.
Very few. It's we got it. We're pushing. We got so much power right now.
Getting better.
Yeah, we've got
So
it. That's why we just got to keep
over
just pushing them over the cliff.
here.
We're behind them. Going, keep going,
Like,
keep going.
look, this exists. Widen your mind. Open.
Yeah. Well, I always tell people. I said, look, you're in a. What's it like to live in space? You're living in space right
Yeah.
now. You're on a planet in space. It's like you're in space. Like there you go,
Oh,
right? Like
on a
they're the Earth people. The Terrans are extraterrestrials to us. Everybody's an extra. That's why we don't use the word because everybody's an extraterrestrial to somebody. You're on a planet floating in space. What is it like to live in space? Like what you're doing right now. Guess what? You're living in space right now. This is it's like, and then they kind of their minds kind of like oh yeah yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got a stupid star or a sun, and then around there's planets. There you go. And there's so many galaxies, and that's just common astrophysics. They
Yeah.
were
And
yeah.
even there's some people that are afraid to even know about past lives. Like, we only live this one life. So imagine a person like that thinking of space and all these other beings and planets and galaxies, and how are they going to look into it? It's a shock to them
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
They don't even believe in past lives. We only
Well,
live.
that's okay. I always say and that's okay because their minds will slowly grasp as they move
Yeah,
forward, and
but
you can
then
start showing holographic technology, things like that.
that's why I was thinking maybe maybe it took so long for disclosure and things like that
Well,
because
I think what they've been telling me is that disclosure and how it's been controlled, obviously. So
yeah,
all of the bad, let's call them the bad guys, they don't want disclosure, obviously, because that's the end of them.
true.
So they
Yeah.
took control of all of the narrative all of the narrative. The New Age community, all the singing bowls and whatever you want to do, they took control of all that stuff. They also took control of individuals, and many of those individuals are part of our community, where
Yes,
you've been mind. We've all been. It's happened to all of us. I had a chip in the back of my head. We've all had this stuff. So some people, especially in some of the earlier stages when they were really full bore, like in the 80s and 90s, they were then had a handler that would be channeling all that fake stuff through them. And that's how they were. That's that because they needed to control our narrative so that we would not succeed because they knew they have looking glass technology. They knew that one day if we got out, they're toast, and they're toast now.
they are.
So
They're on the last leg.
yeah, I think what you're going to see is people starting to kind of wake up. Those people who have been under their control, the control is going to weaken, and these people are going to have the veil of the mind control lifted from them, and they'll start to realize, oh my God, wait a minute, they'll wake up like Cinderella, or not Cinderella, it's Snow White. They'll wake up. So, so yes, we have Shannon Mission. Oh, so Shannon, yep, I'm interested in my ET past, yeah, or simultaneous lives and not the Earth lives, yeah, yeah. I mean, Ika's been on Earth. We've been on Earth. He's been human more than me, Earth human, Karen.
Oh,
He's
really?
Yeah, well, he's used to it. He likes it, so he embodies it better than I do. So that helps me, and that's another thing. All of your ET contacts are there to help you, just like you're there to help them. And we're all
Here.
working together.
Navigate this
Yeah,
beautiful place
yeah,
that's
you
controlled by
know.
some really horrible people, but
Yeah.
not anymore. Not soon. Not to be
Well, and that's
controlled. Like
yeah. So we got yeah. Not that like so. I'm not interested in my Earth lives that much either. They pop in here and there, but sorry to me. It's our difference. Yeah, that makes well everybody. Yeah, everybody's an individual. Everybody. Jeff is awesome. Jeff's
oh,
yeah, yeah.
I'm in Brazil. I'm in Espírito Santo state, which is north of Rio. I used to live in Connecticut, but I've been in Brazil for over 20 years now.
Mm. Wow.
So, as
That's yeah.
I was asking
Yeah.
Ivanilda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ina Vavlis is Ivanilda. She's in disguise.
Yeah.
She's on a mission, so she has to use it. Yeah, I have to use my stage name. That's cool. Yeah. But for sure, so Michelle, you have a special ET person that
Yes.
you might want to share with. You guys are still kind of in the honeymoon stage, right?
Yeah, kind of like we were before. I told you that I kind of blocked myself off because I thought, oh, maybe this is not good. There's so
Right.
much wrong, and there was so much mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I started pulling away. But I was remembering things. He was showing me things. He was showing us. And whenever I would remember something, I could feel him smiling. Like,
Yeah.
you remember that? Yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
But then I pulled away when all the, what would you say? There was some betrayal happening,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of things happened in the disclosure community or UFO community or whatever, or the people that even call themselves New Age or whatever it is. But and I closed myself off because I was like, maybe this is the bad guy pretending.
Yeah.
So I started like doubting myself and started to doubt him.
Yeah.
But he still kept on it.
They just
I told you that all of us. He had long dark hair, and I would see him not completely. You know what? My visions when I see things, I don't see them clearly yet.
mm-hmm.
I see them very fuzzy, kind of like impressions. And I knew he had long dark hair. Yeah, but I couldn't see his facial features that well, like color eyes, something like that. And then after all me drawing back, I had this vivid dream with him, and he had short hair and blue eyes. I think the eyes were very light, blue, grayish blue. And I even kid around and like he looked like Magic Mike from the movie. So I started. I don't remember his name yet, so I started calling him M. First it was MM. I'm like, no, I'm just M. My love M. So because he looked like Magic Mike, and they're built.
Yeah.
And I saw him clearly as day. And I looked out a window and I asked him what's going to happen to this world, and he told me we're in control. It's
Yeah.
gonna get worse, but we're in control. That's all. And that made me see that it is him, and I gotta open myself, stop being afraid, open myself more. And he started showing. I always see things in the sky. He never left that, and I keep seeing it all the time now. Like if I love hanging out on a hammock on my porch. That's my favorite spot with my dogs. That's it. Me, hermit, me up on the top of the hill on a hammock with the dogs, and then I have this beautiful view of the sky. And a lot of times, I don't know. I what I thought is that they're not allowed to really show themselves yet, like because what he does is he blinks a light
Mhm.
and then blinks again, moves,
Mhm.
blinks,
Yeah.
moves.
Right.
It's and he hears my thoughts. He's right there. Sometimes I'm thinking something, and then the light goes on. Like I was thinking, like, wow, it must be hard for them up there, looking at us, like suffering down here, like doing all this. They're probably like, oh, what are you doing? Stop! Don't do this. And the light went on, on, off,
Yeah.
like out in the sky. Not a star. I know what satellites are.
Yeah.
I'm very skeptical. And I
Yeah.
know what satellites, I see the satellites going by. And this is interesting. And then I think it was last week, I was like, okay, so I'm still skeptical sometimes. So I'm like, okay, so maybe it's not space debris. So I started asking him some more questions, and the light would go on and off. And I'm like, okay, but it's going on and off in the same place. I would probably believe it's not space debris if it's somewhere else. It goes on and off someplace else to the right of me, like so I was like, okay, so yeah, it is. And usually, like, I'm listening to music up there, and the music that always comes on, I told you about, he loves, he made me
Yeah.
listen. Richard Marx. What was this? The title? I forgot the name of the title of the song. But before that song went on, I started seeing the light going on and off in the sky. It's a bright white light. It just goes
Yeah. Yeah.
on and off, moves.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's here. And I was like, interesting. Now the light is going on. And then right after the song comes on, it's one of our songs. And so I was like, oh, that's why it went on. I was listening to all these music
Yeah.
before, all
Did
these
you?
songs, but and then he also lately, I thought of the Lauren Hill song when I was out there connecting with him. He gave me that "Can Take My Eyes Off of You." What was
Yes.
um,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, and before that was Richard Marx. So we have our songs and things and connect. I had a little speaker that whenever he was around, and the music, the Richard Marx song that like in my mind, I hadn't remembered that song since I was a teenager. And I put it on my playlist, and whenever that would go on, it would go on and off. The static on the speaker would be like like on and off. Lights would flick. He would just show like I'm here.
Hmm.
Listen to me. He made me listen, and now I'm listening, and now I'm trying to be out there and connecting because I gotta listen. And I think all of a bunch of us probably have different things like this happening,
Yeah.
like making us be out there, stop being afraid,
Yeah.
put ourselves out there,
Yeah.
connect,
Yeah.
and
It's cookie.
I
It's
connect
cookie.
with
It's
all
cookie
people.
cutter. I oh Vincent had a question. Do any benevolent beings that reside in the Pleiades enjoy listening to heavy metal? Some. I mean,
I
well,
love heavy metal.
me
I was a
too. I
metalhead.
mean, yeah, Ika loves some of it. Some of it. Yeah. I mean, everybody's a different person. Some wouldn't. It depends, but for sure, for sure.
Gen X here. We're all a lot of us, and I grew up in the '80s and early '90s listening to heavy metal. It was like I was a metalhead. I was one of those girls that had black hair, something dyed here, going to concerts. My friends were all in bands, and we were all like, That was all. I love that. I still like it. I listen to it. I listen to
Ooh,
everything from classical to
yeah,
heavy metal.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
It's just,
everybody's, whoever they're with, you all have different. They all have different stuff they like. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm a goth. I've always been a goth. I love goth. It's like,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Who liked The Cure? I used to love The Cure.
oh, yeah, all that stuff. I kind of remember like looking, going back to some of the bands that I liked. It was because they looked like my people.
True. See, I liked a lot of the long hair, the hair band.
Right? Yeah, the long. I love long hair is a must, but the way they would, be, and they're, you think about a lot of the singers and stuff, and in these bands, they have a very, extraterrestrial feels on that. They have the long hair. They wear different clothes. They have a sort of a not androgynous, but a very artistic, creative feel to them, which we do. We're very much into adorning our bodies and all. I mean, not all ETs. Everybody's different, but I mean, for the Pleiadians and stuff, for sure, we love to, dress ourselves up and wear all kinds of different stuff. Oh, Shannon saw. I never saw The Cure. Ooh, I would like seeing that. I used to.
Shannon, I'm a metalhead and goth.
Yeah, they love '80s music. A lot of the I hell love '80s music.
Yeah. I
Def,
grew up.
oh, Def Leppard was. Ika's a big Def Leppard fan.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Metallica. So
Amazing.
yes, what is it? So he likes Metallica, Def Leppard, Led
I love
Zeppelin.
Metallica.
Yep, Greta Van Fleet, Patti Smith. He has a pretty wide.
And the new metal, too. I love Disturbed. I
Oh yeah!
love
Whoa, what a talented band! Yeah, for sure.
his voice gives me chills when he's sung.
Oh
I
yeah,
used to love Simon and Garfunkel too. I'm all
yeah,
crazy. I'm all over the place.
yeah.
And when he did Sound of Silence with his voice,
That was rock and roll when he did that. Man, oh wow!
it's
I actually
beautiful.
used it in one of the shorts. It was so because I was like, oh, I gotta put this in the short. I make shorts just to fit the song. So it's like, yeah, Vincent loves '80s music. They love it. Vincent play '80s music. They go crazy for that. Well, they have nightclubs upstairs too. I've been
Shannon
to some
saw the
nightclubs.
Cure in concert at 92. I used to go to a lot of concerts. I never saw the Cure. I
Me,
saw,
Anita. Yeah, Anita. What is Aramis like? You guys were playing music last night.
where?
Scorpions. They're playing Scorpions.
Scorpions. I love.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, Heart. That's an old band. Yeah, yeah,
Heart. I love Heart.
yeah. Pat Benatar. We have to sound like a bunch of old farts. Oh, I remember.
We're all like a lot of Gen
The old,
Xers. I
the
notice a
old,
lot of Gen Xers are like
the old
starseeds,
farts.
contactees, and
Oh, Scorpions. Send me an angel. That's
oh,
what Val Thor gave me.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, he gave. I'm like, oh my god. He's like, see, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, that was nice. I was going through a rough patch when he sent me. So, well, I was getting hit. I mean, that's the thing. Black Sabbath. Oh yeah, Black Sabbath. The
Black Sabbath.
Scorpions, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot to ask Anita if anything really exciting happened last night. Anyway, well, last night
Yeah.
I watched those. I'm going to do some comedy stuff. I'm putting together a video, but I was tired today because somebody. So it's going to be like some comedy. That's not his cup of tea, but it's. I watch those guys who pretend they make. They're walking amongst the public
Oh,
like
Anita.
the fart comedy, right? I love that.
Yes, yes, I
I sent
love
you.
that.
I sent all my friends the fart comedy, and so we're gonna do some of that. But so I was listening to that. I was
The
watching
fart
it.
company. That's so funny.
No, it
I'm not
isn't.
into that.
So
I was like
usually,
watching the guy. What's that guy in YouTube? You sent me the link. I was like, oh,
Timberhead, yeah,
fine.
Gill
I was
strap,
like,
Timber
and
bagel.
then I could just picture you when you said Ika walked away when you said
Oh,
it.
he usually
That's
paces.
all, like I was picturing Ika like walking away. Okay, I'm now listening to
Oh
that.
God, he hates. He's like. I'm like, it's not real. Like, it's a machine. It's making us. People love it. He usually paces. Last night, he laid on the floor. He laid on the floor with his arm like this. Like, for
Like, no,
God's.
don't do this again. No fart.
Yes, I mean, like, it's like, how long is this video? Like, it's not that. For God's sake, I'm trying to enjoy. Like, if you don't like it, how can you not like it?
It's funny. He puts it in his pocket, right? Something he squeezes in his
You
pocket.
can buy him. It's some kind of
Comes
little
out like,
device. You know, he puts it, yeah.
the fart noise.
So
And
I'm
he's like
watching this,
scratching.
trying to enjoy it. Like, he's on the floor. I'm like, we're past the honeymoon stage. We're not in honeymoon stage anymore.
I could just see it too. I could
Oh
just
yeah,
see
he's
it.
not. I'm like, what are you doing for God's sake? I mean, it's just like if he could. I said, if you could turn like Dracula into a fog and go out the keyhole. I mean, this is like, God, this is like. So
You
other
too.
guys like it. You know, Galley likes it. He thinks it's funny. Cameo thinks it's fantastic. What does your man Michelle think of
He's very serious.
Yeah, somewhere like that. I know. I saw.
He's very. I call him like uh, he's very stern sometimes. He's very
Yeah,
serious. I see
yeah,
him this way.
somewhere.
But then I think it's because he's so worried. Think about it. If
Yeah,
you're seeing like your loved one suffering and so much happening, I
yeah,
think he just you know.
yeah.
But sometimes he does smile. I feel he smiles.
Nice, nice. I wonder,
So
if he's tall. Do you think is he a tall? Do you think?
I think he might be. I came. You know how I came that Aldebaran thing was because on my cell phone. Here I am playing on my PC and doing things, and then I checked my cell phone, and my cell phone was open to Star Walk too. I have Star Walk, and it was Aldebaran.
Oh,
You
okay.
have to click on it many times for it to go on there. It
Yeah.
has to click on the thing, click on Aldebaran. It was written Aldebaran
Oh, so he's from
on
Alabama.
there.
Okay. All
So
right.
I was like, is that where we're from?
Yeah, that's where he's from. Yeah, yeah. The tall guys can be. They're a lot more monastic. A lot more like they remind me of Syrians because I mean some of the Syrians because
Yeah.
they're all, no one's a collective. No one's one thing. Like Will isn't like that. Well, Will is tall, but he's very fun and
But
light.
see, my mom, she's blonde, and I think I have a brother too. He's the blonde,
He's blonde
and
too.
I think my father is the one with dark hair because when I remember myself, I have dark hair.
Dark hair. Yeah. We
And
do. I mean, the hair color in and of itself isn't a gauge.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But my brother is what I think is my brother. I think he's like a friend. I think he's a brother,
A
and
brother.
very playful. And he always calls my guy the grumpy guy. You know, like we're like oh,
Yeah.
grumpy. You know, it's grumpy. I was like stern. But he's adorable too. He just feels a lot too. I think if I was up there watching him suffer down here
Yeah.
in this craziness,
Yeah.
I would be like ripping my hair out. I'd be like,
Oh, they
huh?
do. They do. Yeah. It's
So,
it's 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 bad. I mean,
and I
it's
still want to know his name. I want to remember more.
oh, you don't have his name yet. I thought you still
Myself
don't.
off. I closed myself off. I was remembering so many things, and then when all that happened, I closed myself off, and now I'm opening again, and that's how things are happening again more. But I want to know his name. I don't know his name. I call him M for Magic Mike.
Well, we'll get his name for you. Oh, Anita, I love intelligent humor. Yeah, you and your guy aren't into my humor bagel. Oh yeah, and oh, my hubby can be very. So Anita's husband he's tall. Anita, is he tall a hell? Aramis, he's not straight tall, right? That wasn't. Not that I mean, not that I really mattered. There wasn't. But there's like a culture, like say somebody's French or somebody's Japanese or somebody, like there's a culture that kind of. So jokes, yeah.
He's stern, but he's sweet. Come on, he's
Yeah, yeah,
romantic.
they're very protective. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
romantic.
he's tall a hell, yeah. Oh no,
Anita,
no, 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 I know. Try to muscle. Yeah, yep. I do. See what Bluetooth 3 recommended, Michelle. And see if you can get his name. She said try to muscle test through the alphabet for the name. I
I
usually
think
do.
something with M. One time I tried, and something starting with the M, like ma something, and it kept coming up, but I still can't.
Yeah, I
So
do
the
it
magic
with
mic kind of
automatic
match.
writing.
So I
Automatic
keep calling
writing.
them M. And my
Yeah.
love, my beloved, and things like that. It's cheesy. I know it's cheesy. It's
It's,
cheesy.
it's great idea, blue thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yep. I hear it. I just heard a lot of names, like for Evan's wife. I was talking to Semyasi, and we're like, "What is Evan's wife's name? What is Evan's?" I'm talking like, I'm like, Semyasi, do you know Evan's wife? She's like, "Oh my god, yes, I know Lyra." I'm like, "Not Lyra."
But you gotta ask then your guys like about my guy.
Yeah, then that's how I got Will, because when we got Will, they said you will know him by his Earth name, which is Will. But then we were like, well, what's his real name? Because it's not Will. And then Ika was like Tyridian. Oh, yeah, Galley,
Zeke and all that.
Galathiel isn't Bluetooth 3? Isn't his name Galathiel? So Galley cannot pronounce my name. Oh, I asked him how to pronounce your name. I won't give your name here until you want to, but I asked him how do you pronounce her name, and he told me.
Who?
So Bluetooth 3, her boyfriend husband is named Galathiel. His name is Galathiel. Galathiel.
That's a beautiful name.
Very pretty. Yeah, nice guy too.
Galathiel. That's
Oh, he's
Galathiel.
so yeah. Inev's husband. He's testing. My mom saw. Yeah, I know. So Ivanilda, her mother saw him walking behind her.
Oh.
Yeah, they follow you like a lapdog. I know what that is. My mom saw it going. I thought she told her. Oh, don't tell her my name.
Oh, that's what I felt.
I think this is her husband. I spell it right here. Wait a minute. Just a comment. Doesn't it?
That,
Oops, there it is. I think that's.
the better.
I'm impatient. Well, when I first heard Ika's name, I was like hearing this like Pita, like Pita. I'm like Pita.
But did it feel like when you heard his name, you felt like, oh, that's it?
Zachar told me his name.
Oh.
Mm.
I want to know my guy's name, and he's been around me for so long.
Yeah.
And it's like
He told
I
me.
blocked myself off from him. So that's when he started changing things around here
Oh yeah.
and flicking lights and doing things and messing with the sounds, showing I'm here.
Yeah.
But I blocked myself up for a while. I think
Oh
it
yeah.
was a
When you do that,
blocking
they
myself.
right like that's the difference between like the bad guys. I know some people who have had like
And when I'm afraid, he stops. If
oh
he's I'm startled, it stops. If it's a bad guy, they'll keep going.
yeah
If they're good, they stop. They're like, oh no, she's startled. I think it's right away they stop whatever they're doing. They don't want you to feel
no
afraid.
no.
They don't want
They
you to.
also don't make you feel bad.
No,
See
not at all.
the ones that are the fake, the CIA ones or the Greys. Well, not anymore the Greys, but
Yeah,
like the ones that are the handler ones. I know from people who've
so
had
many
that.
attacks on those.
Yeah, they're mess with your
Like,
head. It's like a toxic relationship type thing. It feels really weird. They may talk down to you.
yeah.
It's just a really weird vibe. Like
Talk
you
down
don't
like, oh, little girl, kind of like type
yeah
vibe. Yeah,
yeah like oh you're a huge they may say weird stuff to you, but it doesn't feel right. It can be
it makes
passionate.
makes you.
It,
It's
yeah
meaning. It's making you feel like you're a little girl.
yeah yeah.
Girl,
And I
good
know,
girl.
there's been men as well who have been through the programs and they've had fake ET wives that, but it's always a real, it's like a toxic type.
It
It
is. It's
doesn't feel
negative.
right.
It's different
But very,
feeling.
but again, it's very honeypot, very passionate. So it feels real, and it can be really real.
It
But
could be more sexual, maybe.
oh, very, and but there's just something like it's not love.
No.
So
And the
that's
love I felt, my first real contact that I felt him, I know he's been around my life since I was a
oh,
child,
absolutely,
but the first time I felt I was very depressed. It was like the first or second year I was living here in rural land. I was out on the porch and I was crying. I was depressed. I was feeling so down. I was so discouraged.
yeah,
And with things going on in life. And all of a sudden, in my mind, I saw the shape of a person, a man with
yeah,
long brown hair, brown blackish hair, dark hair.
hmm
I couldn't see his face, but I felt this intense love.
yeah,
It was such an intense thing. I felt it in my heart. I felt it. My whole body had chills, but like warm. It you can't describe it. It's a feeling that's like it's this love that it's something amazing that you always look for.
hmm
Since I was a child, I was always looking for love.
No, I think that's one of our cookie cutter.
Always. And never found it. So before I saw this, I thought I went into past lives. I'm like, well, maybe the love of my life is not to be in this lifetime.
Right.
Maybe, he's in the spiritual realm or something.
Yeah.
And then, I learned the truth. And he's been watching. I guess he's frustrated sometimes. I don't know if he's here. Sometimes I,
You'll feel him if he's around.
sometimes I feel when he's around, if I,
You'll feel him.
but I blocked myself off so long that I have to now like wait and feel. He's the one that actually made me connect to you. I reached
Oh
out to
yeah,
you.
he told you. That's right. He told you.
I was watching one of your videos. I've been watching you for a month. And the channel, I've been watching it for a month. And then I felt his presence. I was laying in bed watching it and he was like, I like her. You should contact her. I like her.
That's right.
He's very serious. He's always serious. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
I like her. I felt like he said, I like it. I like her. You should contact her. And then I went into Facebook and I
Mhm.
contacted you. And then was like,
Yeah.
and I started opening myself. But I'm very closed off because it was so much, so
Yeah.
many attacks, so
Right.
much
Oh,
craziness
oh.
the last few years
Yeah.
that you never knew what to believe. There was a time in my life I didn't know what to believe. I closed
Yeah.
myself off, and he showed up here. I saw him in my dream, and he had short hair, and I didn't recognize him at
Yeah.
first time. I was like, "Who's this guy? He's in my house. But he has short hair.
I my
Is it spiritual something? Do I have to like send him away, like repel it? I didn't know if it was an attack. I was like, what's this?" The first time, and it was him.
it
He'd
was
been around, and I just closed myself off to
yeah.
him.
Yeah. And
And
that's common. I think that's what we all did. There was a whole section. That's why now this is they were saying that this is the time for the star seeds and the people are realizing it. People who have never in their entire life are now like I'm drawn to this.
there's a lot of star seeds that haven't woken up yet.
And there can be retirees.
Yeah,
And
and
a lot of them are Martians too. They're actually Martian. So a lot of the Martians, when Mars went through the shit show, a lot of them came to
I
Earth.
yeah, Earth was moving the same way, right?
Yeah. So I think a lot of these are Martians too, and they're like, they're finally starting to realize, or you also have inner Earth people. Some people are inner Earth.
Yeah, one time I saw a light. It was golden, and it was lower on the hill across from the hill I live in.
Were you
And
right?
when I saw that in my head, I think it was my guy. He said, "In Earth."
Inner Earth. Okay.
So there is a portal around here because
Oh
when I
yeah.
first moved here, I kept seeing like green lights going into the mountain, large
Oh
green
yeah.
lights. My grandmother saw it with me too, and my mom is a bit like she would see it afterwards. She was like, "What? What did you see?" My mom is more like in her own world, and I'm like, "Mom, just a green light just came down again," and she was like, "Oh, I was looking that way, so I didn't see it because this way, that way." But yeah, my grandma saw it. So all these things happening here in this area. When we moved to rural country,
Right.
things became like crazy. I used to see it in my whole life. I had lights following me going home in Connecticut from my boyfriend's house at night. Late at night, I would go back to my house and I would see the light just following me.
Mm.
And things like this happened to me my whole life.
Well, they
But
send down
never
like
happened here. This was close up.
yeah, that they were watching you. He just like you. I'm sure he didn't like you out at night
Yeah.
or with a boyfriend.
Yeah, and I was like 18,
He
19.
thinks he's like what?
This boyfriend was toxic because we end up, I don't know, trying to look, at least me, I looked for love in all the wrong places and never found it. And then I decided, okay, not for me.
Mm.
I don't want anyone. And I've been like, I haven't seen anyone or wanted anything to do with another person for over 25 years.
Oh, he said, "Whoo, finally."
Finally. Ah, she's learning. She's got away from me. We're gonna be together.
No, I mean and that's because you're an extraterrestrial in them. And
Yeah.
we
And
went through
I was
we
never
found
gonna find the love that I felt. That love
yeah,
I felt was so amazing.
yeah,
It's the love that I always searched for my whole life. I was
yeah.
searching for that. And when I felt that, I'm like, that's what love is. People do not know what love is here.
No, well they're under the Earth people are under that harmonic distortion.
Yeah.
So
Loss. They can
it's
feel
on
lost,
purpose. You know,
love, and life.
yeah, they're not bad people. It's just that
No,
with
just confused.
us,
Yeah.
it's a mismatch. It won't work for us. But
It's
it's and that's what we're trying to kind of peel back all that. It's epigenetics, it's frequency, it's food, it's all these things. And that was all done on purpose. So it's not that they're bad, it's just that it was done on purpose
yeah.
to turn them into regressives, which they were very successful in doing.
But
But that's
humanity
why,
has a lot of potential. There's so much potential
of
here.
course, and that's why that's
That's why they
our
destroy.
role is to show them that potential, to show them what can be, to show them what living is. So that's what our role is, partially. To demonstrate to them, like when we talk about that, when we talk about love, we're demonstrating to them what you have is only a shadow of what could be.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
can't expect someone like teaching a child. If you don't know what you're doing, you can't teach what you don't know. So it's just about, that's why we came in having this knowledge and bringing back all these memories and then sharing them with the population here and in our stories. And of course, they would suppress us, but now they're not suppressing us anymore. So we can come forward with our stories and say, look, this, I tell people all the time I'm married to an extraterrestrial. They don't question it. They don't say, oh, they're like,
If I
the,
say it here, my family is gonna look at me like that. Look.
no, I told my family, they all got it. They're like, you kept
So
that. They're like, you didn't tell anybody for 40 something years. I'm like, nope. They're like, really? I'm like, no.
it's the
What
first time I'm
happened?
talking
Like,
about
yep.
it with
You
you.
yeah, yeah. I said never told. I just never. I think they did something because it never even occurred to me to tell anybody. Like never entered my mind.
And you remembered since you were a child, right?
Yes,
You
and it just
saw.
never
That's amazing. That
never told anybody. But
you
then
knew.
I think we all do. Like you, as you become a teenager, older teenager, 20s, 30s, you're like, what was that? You just suppress it and be like, you get caught up in the matrix because you're
Yeah.
trying to get a
Y'all are caught up in the
right, you
matrix.
have a career, you're like, I want to be this, I want to be, you get into the career, then you start thinking, well, maybe I better find somebody, because everybody has to, and that's, see, the humans look for love out of lack,
Yeah.
not out of soul vibration. So, and then it's all about exploitation generally as well. So there's significant,
I
that,
think
that's the distortion, right? So that's,
I think
yeah.
he's here.
Is he there? DK, you showing up? Say
I think
hi.
he am.
Ika's leaning and he said he's there. He's there. He's,
Ika knows him. Ask Ika. You friends. You know each other. I think you do.
in passing.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I
so
feel he's there. He's right here.
so here's the deal. They've been kind of checking. They kind of check each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why when I do contact for someone, I ask them for a photo of themselves, not because I'm a creeper or anything.
To see
If you can
what's
send me a picture,
around.
or if I can talk, usually I would prefer to talk to somebody because then the people that are trying to contact them, they see me.
Oh yeah, I feel the warmth right here.
Yeah,
It's oh,
yeah. They're. I mean, then they get. So Ika will go when I have a client. Ika will go to that client. Like, who are you? And so a lot of times they'll see him.
this is what he wanted. He wanted me to connect.
Well, yeah, because that's your job. So
He wanted me to
they're facilitating your husband, the husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, family, whatever, is helping you. They're kind of like facilitating what it is that we got to get done here because we all want to finish this shit show and get the fuck out of here. Right?
Oh yeah, I got the warmth.
And now they're like, yeah. That's my motivation. The sooner we do this, the sooner we get out.
Yeah, I want
If
to go
this
home.
and that's and if
I would
anybody,
never go home only if I can go with my little look at
yeah.
this. Look at this little baby.
Oh yeah.
She likes cover. I have the AC blasting, and she's always like she likes like
Oh
the
my.
warmth.
Well, they can see him. They can see the.
Yeah,
They see the.
sometimes they'll stare at
Oh yeah,
something.
they see the. But they know because they tell them they know like hi puppy. They're talking to him. Telepathically. So yeah. Oh, let's see. What do we have? What are our friends saying? Rose would say.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Mom. Oh yeah. Oh, Ivan Ilda. Yeah. Definitely, I feel him too. He's happy. Well, they're always happy when they get there. Let's see. Anita's husband, Aramis, was really happy. Are you
He's here
happy?
for sure. I can feel it, and I feel the warmth. Like
Yeah, you
it's
feel.
so.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like yeah. That's see, and that's what I did. Like I closed myself up for so long, and
yeah.
now for a while now I'm opening myself up. I still have doubts. I still sometimes catch myself I'm doubting things and
Yes,
being
the deep state.
skeptical.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they want that. Yeah,
that's what they want. They don't want us to connect.
no. Oh no, no. Like I said, that's
Grow,
our connection is there now. Is there?
and to each other. They don't want us to connect at all. They want us isolated, depressed,
Yeah,
thinking doomsday, like, oh, this is the end of the world. There's nothing we can do.
yeah,
And little things by connecting, we're just helping each other.
yeah. Well, that's the problem. That's why I always go crazy with the fix yourself, you're broken stuff because that's the where you remember. You remember. It's all about remembering, and that's what my son said when we went to find that akashic disc behind the kitchen in our house upstairs. And he was like, "Remember, mom, remember, remember." I'm like, "Remember? Like what? Like what do you want me to do?" And that's but because then I'm like, "Oh my god, that's everybody's message. That's why they're your real handlers, right? They're like because they want your goal to move forward here in this military mission is remembering. That's why they're so wrong. That's how you know it's deep state mind control where you're broken, you got to fix yourself, you got to raise your vibration, you got to blah blah blah. That's
Yeah.
deep state. Anyone who says you need to remember who you are, that's the real deal.
The whole high vibration thing, I remember one time, it's kind of funny talking about it now, but I was kind of making fun of that.
Yeah,
And I
because
got
it's
attacked.
that it
I
feels.
got
I
attacked.
mean,
The guy got pissed off and he was
yeah,
like, you were making fun of me. You were making fun of what I said.
yeah,
And it was an attack at night. I was sleeping. And he was saying this. And so
yeah.
they
Well, they want you to doubt yourself, hate yourself, feel like
I
and
was
that's
like,
part of the
please
whole
raise your
bullshit.
vibrations. And I was like, it doesn't make sense. How can we raise the vibrations when you see people starving and dying beside you? When you see,
Yeah,
and I was like really pissed off. I went through phases.
yeah.
And this
Well,
guy, instead
inside
of like,
you can hold a power, a compassion.
yeah,
So, and we've all been through, especially if you're in a hell, you just take on everybody's pain and you're like, oh my God, but you got it. And it's like, because it doesn't have, you know, the suffering on this planet is often, not always, but gratuitous or done on purpose.
yeah.
The setups, the way people don't have enough money, the way they struggle, the way you see
Always
poverty,
true.
that's on
So you
purpose.
can't even focus on anything else because you're focusing and putting food on your table.
That's
What are
what
you
they
doing?
want. So,
How
we
can
go
you
up,
pay your bills or electricity? And
yeah, it's all about survival. We got to, that's why I go upstairs. I tell them we got to move, we got to help these people move out of survival. They're never going to be able to like grasp a lot of what we're talking about, right? Because they're so locked in survival. I say, well, what do you want us to do? So these are some of the things I throw around when I'm up there because I'm a very realistic person. So like I see someone who's working 2 or 3 jobs just to pay an apartment because the matrix and the deep state are just throwing stuff at people big time. And I tell them like, what can we do to change some of these things? So Anita, yeah, it drives me. Oh darn it! I have to wait a minute. Now I have to slide this back
oh,
up.
I didn't even look at the chat.
I'm trying it because it moves on me. I see something, then it moves up, then my stupid computer, and I don't want to. All right. Anita says something now. I can't find it. It worked before. How
Oh,
come
I
I
need to
never?
set it. It drives me crazy when
Oh,
people
there it is.
don't
All right. There we
remember
go. All
who
right.
you are.
There it is. All right. There it is.
I want memories back too, Anita. That's what I want. I want my memories back. I want to remember my family, my loved ones. I want to remember my name, where I'm from. I want
Yeah. I'm Maya. Bluetooth 3. So remembering, as Bluetooth 3 says. Yes, going back. So it drives me crazy when people tell me, remember who you are. I want my memories back. Well, you got to do some of that yourself, Anita. You're understanding on your husband. I mean, that's what his role is. His role is to activate all the memories in you and possibly through feeling. because we're big feeling people. The hell we do a lot through feeling. Again, if you're Arcturian, it might be different. Everybody has to
Anita's
understand.
a hell too.
She's tall,
Tall. Okay.
but there's very, very, very similar. I mean, Pleiadians, from the man system, they're all pretty much. Well, that's your humanoid, the Lyran. So, so I get attacked with negative past moments that enter my mind. Yeah, just if you get those, and we do. I mean, like I'm actually deliberately digging into my life now. So, but you just like, okay, you watch it like a movie. You detach yourself from it. It's okay. Here I am. I'm naked. I'm a little girl. There's these military people. I'm being pushed down a steel gray hallway. I'm just wearing a white sheet. What do they do to me? You're watching it from. You don't relive it. You watch it like a movie. So I just want to get that. You got to get it back yourself. You got to and demand ask. I want to remember this. I want to remember that. What does my house look like? You have to ask and be specific. And remember when Erica went up to do her demands for us, when she went up physically, um,
I wrote on there too.
yeah. So they said, "What do you want?" Right? I mean, if you go to a restaurant, you don't just sit down at the table and go, "How come no one's bringing me food?" Like, well, what do you want? Here's the menu. What do you want? So she.
I remembered before I blocked myself off, I had a name Axaria.
Oh, okay.
That's why I even have it on my YouTube like name when I do the comments. It's Michelle Axaria because I
Oh,
had this, but then I got so into like, oh, is this right? Is it the bad guys? Is it the good guys? Are they putting things in my head? Are they, before I closed myself up, so I didn't know for sure. But the name that came to me back then was Axaria.
so you just say, "Is my name Aksadia?" What's the answer? Yes or no? But you don't think about it. So when you're doing so you can't
Yes.
get your mind to get in the way. So when I ask for stuff, if I'm working with a client and you ask, and the client asks
Yes.
something,
Someone is like kind of like
yes,
going like, yes.
yes,
Yes, Axaria?
yeah,
Axaria.
ah,
Yeah, I think so. Axaria.
yeah. It's whatever first comes to mind. It's whatever. Like
I
if you
think
say you
I,
want to go buy, we have crystals here. So say you want to buy a crystal, right? You're at the crystal store. You just pick up a crystal.
I have my,
Do I need this crystal?
yeah.
Even if I do this before I do, like if I'm going to go upstairs and find something, which I'll say, what crystal do I need, and they'll show me. Like right now, they're saying coral calcite. Like okay,
Yeah.
you
See,
know,
you know what the problem is? A lot of times we doubt what we're hearing.
never do that.
And that's what I learned to do. That's what
Well, that's the right.
evil ones had me doing.
Yeah,
So I started doubting myself. I started doubting everything I was hearing. I started
and you'll
doubting,
be wrong when you do that.
oh no, this is them. They're playing with me. They're making me think this.
Yeah,
And I started doubting everything.
yeah.
Yes.
That's he's like yes, yes.
Yes. Yes.
It's the first thing that comes into your mind, and you don't question it. If you question it, you're gonna you just let it come in, and whatever comes.
Happy. He's happy. I can feel his happiness.
Oh yeah, yeah, because he's like, I know that. Well, that you because you're merged. So I'm going to
See,
talk
I was
about that.
supposed
I'm
to
going to
do this.
talk
I
about
remember
that.
my phone.
Too.
I was passing out today. I was
Well, they
faint.
helped you. They helped you, and I'm sure he was. I know he was behind it saying she needs a fixer. Don't make her.
I'm gonna cry.
He's like
Oh my
he's freaking out worse than your mom. You
god. Yeah.
need we and they all right. Yeah,
All right. Okay.
they fix me all the time. People can't believe I'm not dead, but they're like no because they fix me. So we have so yeah. The cabal, yeah, it's crumbling. It's just those little aerosols. You still got a bunch of assholes flying around. And again, why the humans? The humans were like that's why it's our we got to push them over.
Have you seen also? I've been meaning to say like look at all the good YouTube channels, not in the UFO or anything. Like I like listening to. I follow some people that are just they're changing things like
Yeah,
follow these people that used to be like in religion, and now
Mhm.
they talk about people that got out of these cults,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it just brings it's bringing people together in many ways, not just
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're doing, but like all these people are coming together and going against
Mhm.
what we've always been played with.
Yeah.
Like we've
It's
always
a
been,
cult.
religion. Oh, we control you.
Yeah. Well, the entire society on Earth is a cult, and that's what we're doing is we're waking people up from these cults. It's just like they've been with Jim Jones. The Matrix is like a Jim Jones, and you gotta take the people, and it's difficult. You gotta lead them. You gotta just keep at it until finally they're like, wow. Until one day they finally like, oh my god, this is what's been going on.
Yeah.
But that has to do with food. It has to do with filtering your water. Don't be drinking the poison water. You run those. You buy those filters like Epic or Lark or whatever. Filter your water. You're not drinking poison.
Yes.
Watch what you eat. Don't eat poison. All these things all come with clearing the mind.
I always dreamt about like if we can all like get together, buy pieces of land to
Yeah.
just build like healthy like environments for all of us come together and people to move into the same community and start helping and the same in the people in the same mindset.
Yeah.
Sometimes that comes to me, but I don't know how it could be, but
Yeah.
it's just a dream. But I believe that we can start like that, like
Oh
get having
yeah.
living in the
Well,
same
well, you
community,
see
living.
so many people right now demanding. I don't want fluoride in my water. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want
Getting
colors in
together,
my food.
buying land together and building things and planting, healthy planting, not like the whole like, you gotta
Ah,
plant things of different varieties in the same soil and one grows from the other, blah, blah, blah. Not what they do. Even agriculture is
oh,
wrong.
the whole farming
Everything
thing.
is wrong in this earth. We're just destroying the earth.
Oh well, not we're it's that's them. That's the bad guys. Mind controlling people. They created the plastics. They created a lot of it came out of the petroleum industry, the fossil fuel industry. That's
Yeah.
the one of the biggest cement foundations of the deep state. It's just so we have what do we see leaving these. Oh yeah, loving these beans. I think we'll stick to Fridays. It seems to work. Yeah. So the crash of the cabal to free the yeah. That's what has to fall. The cabal has to fall, and they are
Oh,
falling.
Chef says, Michelle, does he have a sister? Do you have
Yes,
a sister?
Anita, you need to come on and do the starseed addendum. So is it? Where's it's always been good to me, but she. Yes, it's yeah. I mean, everybody has a different role in taking down the system. Some people are take like me; they're nasty taker downers. Eco was crying last week because it's like I don't know if I'm going to be human after this. Like I don't know if this is going to turn me into an ice queen. And he was crying about that, and I'm like, I don't know, but I gotta sacrifice everything to get this done. So that was last week's conversation, but yeah, well, that's the breadcrumbs. If you're getting they're gonna all of these show offs. I hate to say it.
Oh, calls to consciousness. Yeah, that's the channel I was talking about. Somebody Bluetooth said calls to
Oh,
consciousness. That's about she left like the Mormon.
oh yes, okay.
She interviews a lot of people and about religion and all these cults. It's amazing. I follow this channel, and there's many more. So things are
Yeah,
changing on Earth with these little, all these people working to wake people up to,
oh yeah,
step away from all the control, which
yeah,
is religions. I mean, I know religion can do some good to some people, but usually religion is about control.
yeah, yeah.
Every religion.
You
Some
giving up your
are worse than
yeah.
others, but every single religion.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's yeah. I mean it's yes, all I can eat it with the bread. The bread we don't want the breadcrumbs. Yeah, that's what they're giving you, breadcrumbs. Oh, the med beds are ready. The med beds are there. The military's gonna have the med beds. They're with the how many years have we heard that? Ika showed me the med beds 2 years ago. He's like, I don't know what they're doing. So if you're waiting for the military to hand you a med bed, you as an old Italian saying, you better hold your hand on your arse. As an old They ain't gonna use shit. We're making them ourselves. You know, you get people like Sal Pais who's used the Maxwell's equation and cracked. You know, he did the
And we can also heal ourselves. Maybe
yes. I mean, people are gonna yeah.
we can learn to heal ourselves. We
Yeah,
have
and we're also
heal.
arranging for the some of the like you said today, where the ships are coming in to use astral body or frequency healing. So your astral people, it's not woo because I'm thinking, how does this even work? You know? So your astral body obviously is quantum entangled with your physical body, so they can pull up your astral body, fix your astral body, and it will. It's already entwined. So what you do over here in quantum entanglement happens over here. So if I like fix your bad tooth over here, it's fixed in your real body. So they can do that using your astral form. So it's
See, Shannon is saying like we have to address soil quality,
oh
GMOs
yeah, yeah,
destroy soil biodiversity. You know, one thing I liked about Native Americans, indigenous, I feel a lot strong connection to it.
yeah,
And they had their holy trinity, which was corn, squash, and beans, because they all like work together.
yeah,
Beans climb on the corn,
yeah.
and also the corn brings shade to the squash, so they work together. It's like a holy trinity.
That happened after
You gotta learn all these things,
they
relearn
actually
things that were,
they were given that by the Pleiadian, the Arahel.
and
They
that's how
were
we do
yeah.
in agriculture too.
Yeah, because the Native Americans are anyone you talk to in your indigenous populations, not some of the ones in Africa, some but your different spots around the world where New Zealand and stuff like that. All your indigenous say we're Pleiadian, and they
Here
are.
there was a mix South America. You know, in South America, I'm searching for. There's a couple of people talking about this a couple of years back, and I got into this. Is that there's a lot, not just here, throughout the world. There's a lot of hidden history, but we have like stone pathways, we have pyramids, all here in South America. That is,
Yeah.
it's like a mountain because it's been overgrown, but not just here.
Oh
It's in
yeah.
Europe, it's in Asia, it's in all Africa, different regions. We have all these constructions, ancient,
Yeah. Those are
has
the
been just taken over by nature, and people say, "Oh, that's a mountain. That's quite a pyramid-looking mountain, but it's a mountain."
well, that
But
was all part of the grid. That was the over unity system.
and
And,
they didn't want us to
and then
remember
bad
back
guy,
to that.
the
They don't
bad
want us
guy
to connect, and we got to remember and find these places.
because see they couldn't run their electromagnetic field that destroyed humanity. They couldn't run that if you were running, which is why upstairs is taking down all that nasty field. They couldn't run that if these systems like the Tesla towers. It's simply that's what it was. If those things were running, that's what the Earth is. That's how the Earth was meant to operate.
Imagine if we have followed back then, if we didn't have the interference. If
Oh, yeah,
Tesla was amazing, amazing human being. He came here, we would have free energy.
oh, yeah.
We could do, and now we're
Actually, Dave was saying if you build Tesla towers across like areas like dotted them across the globe and turned them on, that would do it.
I was watching. I forgot which one was this that was pulling energy from the air.
Oh, it's already been done. Well, that's done. You can buy those now. They're over. You can. Yeah, that's absolute
And I
hundred
was
percent.
like, wow, I gotta get this.
Yeah,
But probably really expensive, so gotta wait.
you can make your own. I mean, that's what the group I belong to is a tech group, and I know Dave.
Oh,
You know, they're that guy in Maxwell in Zimbabwe. He's running cars and helicopters off of.
I
It's
gotta learn these
yeah,
things. And there's no age. Like I'm 50 now, and I put together my first PC, and I was like, oh wow, I can do this. So then
yeah,
I can do other stuff. So
yeah.
gotta learn
There's
to do, and we gotta do.
well, Linda finds a lot of these on TikTok. There's a lot of people that are. So if you look at the patents, a lot of times they leave the secret sauce out of the patents, but
Uh huh.
you can find people building these things. Like I know
Oh,
I know people who have them. So it's not none of this ET tech is that difficult.
the thing is having the blueprints so we can do it ourselves.
Yeah, so that's yeah. And
You
and
gotta
I
work.
think it's safe now. It's there. You're not because everybody used to get killed, but you're not get people aren't
Yeah,
getting.
yeah, yeah. People aren't getting killed.
No, they're not getting killed.
That
So
African guy, he would have been killed in a second. We wouldn't even.
somebody tried. Linda found out somebody did try to kill him because like that's over crazy what he's doing. So yeah, wish I can. Oh, I know. What time is it? 8:46. I gotta start. I got another podcast. I think tomorrow night. I'm not sure. It's typical skeptic. I think so. He's back. Oh, by the way, those who are fans of typical skeptic, I recommend Rob Khalil. He's back on YouTube again. So Buenos not yeah.
Anita, good night to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Bluetooth 3. Where is the dance parties on a ship?
I don't have a YouTube channel. I saw that you asked. I don't have a YouTube channel. I probably should make one. I'm feeling maybe I should and do things in Portuguese and English, both in Portuguese and English, so we can reach like Portuguese community,
Yeah,
Brazilian.
no, there's a huge contact community in Brazil.
There is.
Just
There's
like
a
Spain. I always tell people go on and look up the Umo. I'll put their name on there.
oh
Oops, wait a minute. In any people, in all the different languages. But if you speak Spanish, but even if you don't speak Spanish, look up the Umo.
yeah,
They
Spanish.
were contacting all the Spanish speakers. Spain is mass contacts. Italy had mass contacts because they have a base.
And
Just
the
like
Roman languages, we can kind of understand one another. I can kind of
yeah,
understand Italian,
yeah,
even though I have ancestors,
yeah,
Italian ancestors, but it's close. It's like Portuguese, Italian,
yeah.
Spanish, even Romanian. It's all the
All the
Romans,
Roman, yeah, yeah.
except French. French, you can read it, but when they speak it, I'm like,
I can tons of contact in France too. There's in all the different languages. No, of
French,
course, China.
it
You
can make
know,
sense when I'm reading it,
oh
but
yeah.
when I'm hearing it, I'm like, oh no, how
If
do you
you go
pronounce that and you
into
write that?
yeah, well, all of the different countries in Africa, massive contact. Some of them was the
There's a lot of Portuguese speaking countries in Africa,
yeah,
Mozambique,
but tons of
Msumbiji,
tons. If you go and start looking into more indigenous peoples around the world, they're going to tell you right out what it
I
was.
got the indigenous, like, I have a big connection to it. I
They
think
hold histories.
history and ancestry, like past lives, but I also
Oh
have
yeah,
history from
yeah.
my grandfather. My grandfather that married the Italian descendant. He was native and more mixed. I think he had African, native, and European mix. So
Interesting.
he
Yeah,
had everything in him. And he married my Italian grandmother,
nice,
my
nice.
dad's side. So I have like the connection from past lives, and I also have
Mm.
connection from this body, I guess DNA,
Well,
maybe.
they look for the right before they starseed somebody or walk in somebody. They look for the that can hold that
And
whatever
both my
coding
grandmothers
they were looking for. Yeah, yeah. So
are my maternal and paternal grandmothers were healers,
yeah,
psychics,
yeah.
and that suppressed themselves. One became very mentally ill because of the suppression, because of
Sure.
Catholic, the Italian grandmother, and the other was very afraid, but she was a healer.
Hmm.
When I was feeling something, she would touch me, she would heal me, but
Hmm.
she never got in touch with that. She used to see people in like glass cups when she was a little girl. She used to see
Hmm.
things. And people thought like, oh, wow, she's seen things. She got so afraid, she blocked it off.
Yeah, that's what people do. That's almost every kid and yeah, and it's
Have a
well
connection,
now deep state. That's all they don't. The deep state does it on purpose.
but we also have connection through our DNA in this body.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Yeah. So
we
we
are
have.
here. Oh wait,
Oh, here it is. Just tune in. Studio 54 has been reconstruction. It will be wild. See you there later. Oh, so it is upstairs. I thought I knew it was upstairs.
what? Which one?
They're having a. I need to sleep tonight. I need to. I need to.
I'm a night owl. This is
Oh God, too
when I
much
wake up. I'm
partying.
waking up now.
Rocky Mountain, yeah, the Dogon tribe, yeah, but all any indigenous, they all, yeah, that's why they were suppressed because they spoke. Even if-
Yeah,
chanting, even fresh vegetables, die. Yeah, Hauling food to turn off refrigerators in the trailer to get really. Oh yeah, same. Yeah, same. Yeah, I know. On the ship, I figured I gotta sleep. I gotta. Oh, this morning, I know what we just the nonsense conversations we have. Complete nonsense. He starts having a conversation. I'm like, oh, I'm waking up. Then we start talking. Of course, now I'm up. It's like, no, it's before 5. I'm like, oh. So I told him, I know what we're talking about. I said to him, I've lived like a nun. And he's like, ooh, nuns. He's like, ooh, nuns. I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, what are you going to be? Like role playing? I'm like, a nun? He's like, no. And I'm like, what are you going to be? A priest? Ew. And he's like, he said, how about an altar boy? I'm like, no. Oh, I have never not, I've always attracted to you, but now I'm not. You just, no. Like,
None. And the priest.
no, no, he wanted to be, he said an altar boy. He'd be an altar boy. I'm like, no, no. Like, oh, Jesus. God. Then I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get that little device, that little fart device. And we're going to go on the ship.
Oh,
We're going to
yeah.
pretend, we're going to do it and pretend it was him. Like, oh, like,
Do
and
it. Put
he
it in your
would
pocket. Don't
kill me.
let him see it. Like, just, whenever he's coming over.
He would literally kill me if I did. Kill me. Oh no, I gotta go to bed tonight. I gotta sleep tonight.
Shannon is like me, nocturnal. Yeah, I'm a night owl. I'll go to sleep at 3 a.m.
Oh, never, no, yeah, because I gotta get up and once it's light, I'm up because I gotta get out to the barn and everything. So.
And my dogs, all of them, are like nocturnal like me. We
Oh,
go out.
dogs. Yeah. Well, they sleep all day, so it's fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No. Sometimes he wakes me up at night. Like, do you remember? Like, no, what? I was like, don't. Then I'm up. Like, great. Well, we go upstairs, and you're. It's just you just don't want to go to sleep because it's so beautiful, with the sky and the purple and all the different moons and sky. Ah, he goes right to sleep. Go care less about like. It's so beautiful. He's sleeping.
Lately, I've been feeling like I'm going up there, but I
Mm.
don't see it. I feel it, and I see
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of people around,
yeah. You're
and
up.
they
Oh, everybody's up there. Yeah.
and I want to know who my mother is, because when Deep State was attacking me, they kept saying, "Who's your mother?" They kept like asking who my mother was.
Who
They're
your
trying to
mother?
trick me to tell them in my dreams who my mother was, and I was always saying my human mother. Mother,
They said
I was,
no. You're right.
who's your mother? And I told you about my first contact with the blonde woman, very tall. She came to my room, knocked on the glass door, and I opened it up in my dreams, and she was there.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a tall woman. I don't know if she's a hell or a towel, but she's tall, shoulder length, blonde hair, very tall. I was like, wow, I'm short. I'm 5'3.5". Like any short person, you got to put the half in there.
Yeah.
Half, almost 5'4".
Oh, good.
So,
Yeah.
and I was looking up at her, and she was smiling at my dogs. But I was so into like, oh, anything is demonic, the Christian mind view. And I was like, how did you come into my room? I didn't tell you to come into my room. And I was like, get out.
Oh,
But she was the first real like face to face contact.
I wonder if that was your mother. Huh?
Reading about my first time when I had this dream, I was reading about Pleiadians. I came across the first article about Pleiadians, and I was like, wait, because I always thought like I was reading into what was it? It wasn't starseeds. It was before that. We're talking about indigo children.
Oh
We were
yeah.
talking about that, and for some reason, I came across Pleiades and the Pleiadians and the contacts, and I started reading this, and I fell asleep. As I fell asleep, this woman knocked on my door in my dream, and it was this blonde woman, and when I talked to her, I thought she was there for my mother because my mother was having some friends over. Since I'm a night owl, this was morning. So I was sleeping, and my mother had some friends over, and I could hear them talking. So I was like, oh, you must be here to see my mom. Let me call her. And I turned around, and I was like, calling my mom in my dream. Like, oh, mom, you have another friend here. And I turned around, and she was already inside my room instead of out in the porch. So I was like, I didn't tell you to come in. Why did she come in? and she was smiling down at my dogs. She was very passive, like
Hmm.
nothing evil. It was good energy.
Oh yeah.
But me being afraid of like, oh, she came in. Oh no, it's evil. And I was like, you gotta get out. And then I woke up. But that was the first. And I thought she gave me mother figure vibes. And from then on, and then I had all those attacks wanting to know who my mother was.
Right, right.
So I think she's something up there that's some kind of important something. I don't know why
That could be.
they
Yeah,
want to know who she was.
yeah.
And I'm a badass in my subconscious because I knew, and I would just say something else. It was like when I'm in my dreams, I'm like, wow, I was a badass. I'm not badass like this in real life. I'm badass. I would talk back and say something else.
Yes, they're yeah. You have to. You have to push back on them. People don't. That's the biggest. You got to like cut the course on them and push back and say, "Get away from me." Absolutely.
So I got to come into what I learned too is we got to come into our true selves like that because we're so programmed. I've been
Yes.
so programmed to be mild, to be meek, to be a woman. I got to be meek. You got to be this. You got to be that. And especially being South American, Catholic, born again Christian. All this. And family is very misogynistic. The
Mhm.
woman has to cook, clean. The husband's like the king of the hill, just like the cartoon,
It's
whatever.
all reptilian. Yeah. Oops.
And it's the same thing. So it's like I've been programmed so much that a woman can speak her mind. A woman can't really like be herself. She's got to laugh, speak lowly. Can't have a loud voice. You can't. And in my subconscious, I'm pretty badass. So I gotta come into contact and become one with
Yeah.
me, my true self.
Yeah.
And
Integrating who you really are. Yeah. Absolutely. And you
programming.
can still be. I mean, they're very classy upstairs, for lack of a better word. So I
Yeah.
mean, you can still embody. So
But
basically,
very assertive.
yeah. Once you step, you'll be surprised how people react. Once you stop making yourself small and
Yeah.
step into your courage, it's people respect it. They really do. So, yeah, we have great people in our chat. Was he vintage? Oh yeah, vintage. I'm with Shannon. I don't know if I'm vintage, but I go to. I always went to bed early. Just how we did it. Um, all the Blu-ray star seeds that proceeded to go. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, yes.
Rose
So that's
quartz.
how Chilean stuff. Yeah. Oh, Gally said we are. Oops. We are already there. Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, the wonders of being these awesome multidimensional beings. I know. I want this dimensional being to be experiencing what my other half dimensional being. They're always having a better time than. Oh
So
yeah, that's all that stuff. Yeah, with what's her name there? Like oh god, what I can't think of her name. Dolores Cannon.
what's Dolores Cannon? Maybe some things she said was really amazing, but some things like it felt
Yeah,
like
she
maybe
was
it
she
was
was
critical.
being under. Yeah, she was being manipulated. Because
Yeah.
what happens is when you put somebody under, like some people have been through the soul trap, the Anunnaki soul trap.
Yeah.
So some of that stuff is like, and of course when you hypnosis people, that they're going to start
And
talking about like they're what they've been with the MK Ultra, My Lab, all that stuff, and some of the other stuff can come through. So it's
yeah, MK
Jeff,
Ultra.
Master Jim, yeah. Hi Jeff. All right, well we'll see you. Don't forget, let me know when you want to come on.
Yeah, we all gotta come on. If I came on and I'm a big hermit, everyone else has to come on now. You
Who's
did
the,
it.
who's the biggest hermit?
Come on.
Come on.
Here, let's
Who's the,
talk. Just it doesn't need to be anything important. You think it's not important, but it helps.
and I said too, just leave your. I mean, if people, and I understand, totally get it. Like you need to keep yourself. You need to define, and that's claiming sovereignty. Okay,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm not going to use my name, or I don't want to. That's totally understand, maybe because where you work or something like that. I understand that completely. And they're not asking people to you know do anything that's overly risky. So whatever you feel comfortable, you can just leave the camera off. So that's yeah,
Yeah, just talk. Yeah, with the camera
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
That's true.
We get it. We understand. Incognito. You could go like JP with a hat on. That's everybody's like that stupid helmet. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, what's with the helmet?
It's part of the. It's not. It's the bad
Because
guy.
it has
It's
some good
he's a
information.
good guy. He's a good guy, but it's the bad guys. So
Yeah, I think he has like he's been getting both fed both sides of the information. He has some good things,
well,
but then also
he's like us. He's working for the bad guy. I mean, he's under this
influence of
the
both.
secret space program.
Yeah,
He's in the secret space program,
yeah.
and the ETs are
They
just
haven't been
frustrated.
using me. I haven't been feeling them at all, but
Yeah.
I
Oh
remember
yeah.
some pretty dark stuff
Yeah.
from it.
Oh, it's that
Years
stuff's
back, but for like a year or two, maybe even nothing.
no. They're pretty. All that stuff's been broken down. So was it you know was it? Yes, I used to. You're talking years ago now. I did Kaylee dancing.
What kind of dancing?
Kaylee, it's like country dancing. The Irish do like a back.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I did Kaylee dancing and Morris dancing. The British Morris dancing. Yeah, JP. He's a good guy, but it's like he needs to. He's with the
that's
breadcrumbers. So
yeah.
JP works for. That's what I want to say. JP, the guys told me upstairs he's under contract, and he works with the disclosure breadcrumbers, the fakers.
Hmm.
Anything you're going to see, they pretty much anything you see right now, mainstream or being mainstreamed, or it's all the breadcrumb because it's under. They're just it's the bad guys controlling the disclosure. That's why it's up to us to. And I don't mean that in ego because I don't. I would rather just go hide in a bush and. But if you want to get, I think that's our main motivation is if we want to get the hell out of here. So get this job done. I mean, I think that's our.
I think we all want to go home.
You'll never see me at a conference unless they drag me there. I'm not interested in that stuff. I'm interested in getting the.
And you gotta pay. You gotta pay to go. Anything
Oh,
that you
I don't know. I'm not interested in that. I want to get this, and I think that's we want to get this stuff cleaned up. It's our job to do it. Every one of us.
and whenever someone is asking money for something like this, it's just
It's
for me.
really
It's like
that's how they make their and I understand money. I mean, we all need it, and it's but
we
that's
all
how
need it, but
yeah,
not when it's something like the same thing with religion. That's what went
right.
wrong with religion. So any
We've
other
got plenty of
you
money.
that you have to pay to have it, it's weird. It turns me off right away.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can feel it when it's legit and you know, when it's not. So it's yeah. Oh, Rocky Mountain, you had a bad mission a few weeks ago and New Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh yeah, the secret space program, solar
Oh, it's still going strong.
space, space force. They're still there. They're still yeah. It's the negotiations with them is a nightmare. It's just been like that's where we've been kind of pushing with the upstairs people because I don't work with them, but there are diplomatic situations, even Valthor, and yeah, it's like what are we going to do with the humans here? So there's two splits. There's what's going to be done to help the starseeds, the envoys, walk-ins, whatever. We're boots on the ground. We need assistance in this mission. There's that, and then there's like, well, what's going to happen to the Earth people? Where we can't abandon them. That's what we came here to do. So it's just a chess game. But we got the main plays
But
in the
we're
game.
winning the chess
Well,
game.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're in
But that
control.
doesn't. But you can't sit back. You still gotta. Now is the push. Now is the
We're in control of it.
let's get the hell out of here. Let's get the hell. So,
Yeah, it's a
oh,
chess game, but they're in control. They know what they're doing, even though we here we don't know, we don't see it. They know it.
yeah, yeah.
They
It's
have
coming though. You should. A lot of people now are getting like a lot of memories and a lot of weird things are like they're getting stuff coming into them now. So that's a plus.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
and they
not be
just
afraid
and
of
ask for it. People ask for it. Say, I need to know this. I want to know that. That's what I do. Like people who meditate, if you like to meditate, that's the time to ask the questions. What happened to me? Where did I experience?
Some
What?
people like walking in nature. Ask the
Yeah.
question,
Then
right?
start.
Wherever you feel the connection to
Yeah.
yourself, to
Ask for the connection. I want this connection now. Bring me this connection now. I need to know this. Something like that. That's taking. That's walking in your sovereignty. That's that. They said they told me that people need to stop making themselves small. So
yeah,
start. Like you said, like I always say, you wouldn't walk into a restaurant and just sit down and wonder why no one's bringing you food. They're going to hand you the menu, and then you're going to tell them what you want. Well, this is the same thing. Tell them what you need. Tell them what you want.
yeah.
Yep. Get your yep. Those contracts are a pain in the yeah. We share the contracts.
But I think the contracts, if we're in control, we can just annul them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We can just say, yeah, um,
Some people like
I,
Rocky Mountain said like she's almost done. I know some people who are like almost done with their contract, so they're just going through it. They're going to finish it,
or we
and
can say we signed this
yeah,
unknowingly, or you
yeah.
know,
Some did it. Some actually like some people came in specifically to influence the to come in from with come in going deep. So they came in signing contracts specifically say with the Dark Fleet because they wanted to come in as far as they could. I mean, these were like rock stars. I mean, these are like hold my
like
beer kind of stuff.
infiltrate,
Yeah, these are the hold my beer gang.
create
And I can do that. And they went down into the
yeah,
depths of
yeah.
hell.
Those are the badasses.
Those the yeah, that's who they were. I mean, and that's what they did. So and there you see them coming forward now. So yeah, Shannon has Anderson Michelle. Have you heard of Walk In Linda Good? No, she's a walk in as well as Arctic Star. Oh, I'll have to look her up. Linda Good McGillis.
Oh, let's look her up. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to look her up.
walk in as well. Now we were talking. I'm a walk-in too, right? From
Yeah,
what I remember.
to be disclose how it can be done. Sometime I will. Yes, have to be. Yeah, well, Bluetooth 3. We're gonna bring you on, right? It's just let me know when anybody's ready to come on. Just let me know. Then I make a date. Yeah,
All gotta come on. We all, if
yeah.
it's your,
So Bluetooth 3 works with a lot of the contracts, the galactic contracts.
oh really?
That's what she does. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. But like I said, like my friend Nate and everything, like they did that was their job is to come in and to understand the workings of the deep state, the handlers, the CIA, all of the different black operations that were controlling people. Their job was to come in through that program and then to break it from the inside, to know its workings deeply
The
and intimately.
badasses.
Yeah. So they're
Badass.
spies basically.
They're going into like dangerous territory.
Yeah, and then but what happened was so when they were fractured and their clones were made or alters were made, they're still in control of all of those, and they're biting the bad guys in the ass. And that's what I did. They actually just for me, it never got that far. They weren't able to get anything out of me. And then I had high level extraterrestrials that came in and just scrambled everything.
They try to get some things out of me. I remember being in the machine. They were trying to put me in this
Yes, they try
thing,
to get things out of you. Yeah, yeah,
something that would sit like in. It would like close in on me,
yeah.
and I was fighting it.
Mm. Yeah, so they didn't get it. They were trying, but they didn't. I mean,
I
most of the
fought,
most
and then I
didn't.
attacked them with
Yeah,
lots of energy.
yeah.
We have a lot of power that we're not
Oh,
aware of. We have so much power.
and so much help,
Yeah,
But again, for like a lot of people, it just depends on what their mission was, and some people wouldn't like hold my beer. I mean, you know, I don't understand evil, but it's there. It's upstairs, and that was Eka and I were talking about that. But really, what we're doing here is stopping everything so that not only can the Earth people finally have decent lives, but to stop it from destroying our lives. Like how far I always said, how far could we run? I mean, it would have just been disastrous. So I guess it's better to suffer a little bit now than to suffer a lot.
a lot.
It's
Yeah,
sustained.
it's
you know, and in a longer,
hard for us to understand because we're going through so much. So we
yeah,
want everything done now. We don't
yeah.
want to wait.
And it would have been a lot worse,
Yeah.
you know. So it's yeah. So we have something. Yeah. So Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer. Ah, that's a new one. It's Jennifer. Yep. Ha, pretend I'm new here. I just. So you aren't. Yeah. I was gonna say I don't remember Jennifer. Cool. Well, welcome.
Oh,
Welcome.
talking about hi Jennifer.
Yeah. So we are, you know, the ground troops breaking down the cabal, and so are you. Thank you for your service. So that yeah, if you're new to the channel, we're this is for you. This is about, you know, all of the ground troops, and we work upstairs like you do, and we bring information down, and we try to share our information and the experiences that we've had, so other people can say, "Oh, I happened to me," but it also triggers memories in people too. So when Michelle shares her information, there are other people who are probably going to be like, and then watching it later, like,
Yeah,
um,
and sometimes just
yeah,
superficial things that we think nothing of it,
yeah,
and it connects us. Makes
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And if to feel through what needs to be done. So that's yeah, so awesome, Jennifer. Cool. Jennifer is coming at the tail end, but we're going to try to do this every, and we'd love to have you on too, definitely. And so I always put my email, my farm email, so people can contact me on that. In the comments, is the not the comment section, the description section under the the video. But yeah, I probably we probably should be 2 hours. We do you do about 2 hours. Yep.
already,
I
right?
need to
Wow, flew
relax, wind down, and get ready for tomorrow's farming.
flew by. Yeah, you wake up early. I'm the night owl.
Sometimes I get woken up too early by someone we won't name.
Oh, Jesse?
No,
What? Oh, I thought you were meant Jesse would wake you up with
no,
it.
he's sleeping over here. He's so cute.
Ah,
He's like this because it's like we're bothering him. This is
ah, oh, too much noise. Silence, please.
it's kind of tough with him in the house now because he's outside in the barn, obviously. But he's been I forget I bring him in at night and he sleeps here, but he goes to bed at 7.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's hard for me because this is where I get
Under
in my
labor.
bedroom is where I get the best light because I'm right under the lamp. So and it also gives Ika a chance to kind of relax next to me, and you know, he's actually in and out tonight. He's come and he goes, he comes and he goes. I don't know he's doing something, but yeah, he's got weird sleeping patterns, like from the job that they have and everything. Is just,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times when he comes in, he just goes to sleep.
What do you think about that dream I had with you and Nika?
Yeah, that's us upstairs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the people who feel, oh, here comes the cat. The people who feel like you were compelled to connect, like I was compelled to connect with Dave
Make
Rodney.
me feel safe and see.
Well, it's part of your mission, actually.
Yeah.
It's sorry to say, just it's part. It's just part of your mission. So a lot of us, obviously, all of us here are on the same mission, but some of us are, you know, people have different like ships they work out of and what have you. But I mean, if you feel compelled to connect, like specifically, more than
Yeah.
likely we're working with the same ship or the same group of ships. You know, the Galactic Federation ships. So we work out of the XL6. So,
Gotta find out
so
where
and
I
these
work.
things are massive. So I mean, you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people up there, and also so Shannon. Oh, yeah, what's it, Linda? Yeah, Linda. He can't say Linda. Linda. So only interviews. Okay, you can find other videos on the Jill Butler show. Okay, cool. Ah, I'll have to look that up. Kind of like Rebecca Rose, she only does it occasionally. Well, she works so much that she doesn't have a lot of time to load up. I want to bring. I was talking to Daryl James, so it'd be nice to have a talk with him. He's kind of busy right now because he goes around with the SSP conferences and things, and but he was living with the Tal through the secret space program, and we were chatting, and I think it'd be a nice as a combination or a comparison between the hell culture and the Tal that he lived with, and he has a kid up there as well. That'll be a nice uh, interview. I dare say. I dare say. But again, it's like we're all individuals. We're not collective. So the all the hell are different. All the Tal are different. But there's some cultural things that are like the Tal, the Taigetan are culturally different from the a hell. So that'll be nice. That'd be a nice talk. Yeah. Yeah, they're a little more stoic. They're a little more like I think Frank hit the nail. Frank is tall, and he's like, we're it's like almost monastic. Yeah, they're very service based. Like my friend, when you meet a tall, like my friend Patrick, they're very like
They're more stern, maybe.
yeah. But there's a softness to it.
So that's why I
There's
get
a
my guy is
quiet, soft, monastic level to their focus,
yeah.
and they're very gentle and yeah, they're so service oriented that they want to help. Everything they do is about doing the work, getting and they'll work till they drop. I mean, they're like, and their energy levels when it comes to work is like, but they're soft spoken. And you think about even Val. I mean, talking to Val, it's like
Yeah.
they're very tuned in when they're talking to you. They're like very tuned into you, and they're reading you, but in a gentle way of I wanna experience all of you, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's not like a weird creepy way. It's like it's very very interesting. So yeah, Patrick hasn't come on yet, but he's quintessential tall for
He's
sure.
gotta come on then.
Yeah, he's kind of he's
Hermit.
very shy. He's very shy.
If I came on, I'm a hermit.
I
Literally,
know
I'm a hermit.
he's very shy. That's but we're connected again from upstairs. But he's a commander. He's been a very renowned, been through a lot of battles upstairs. Yeah. So he's very stoic. But he's very sweet. He's very and it's that's their personality. That's yeah. Well, just like Val. Val has that little boyish. It's almost a little boyish devilishness. He holds it back, but you can feel it there. It's cool though. So yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, Shannon. Yeah. What are people like from the Pleiades? So like era, Pleiad. All there's a couple of different planets there. So yeah. I mean, we're all the same. All the humanoids are basically the same. Not all humans. The ones that look like us. Let's put that because there's some different ones. But the ones that look like us, we're all Lyran. We all come from. We all carry that. Um, that's where the humanoids originated. So we're all this the same in that sense when it comes
I'm
to.
gonna let my dogs out. I'll be right back.
Actually, we're gonna. You know what? We're gonna wrap it to be honest, because I
No, I
have
just wanna let them out.
I have to go to bed because I have to get ready after one down. I can't sleep. I'm a terror. I can't sleep. It's oh, so
Oh,
yeah, because I got to stop. Otherwise, I'm dead all day. I don't get anything done. I'm
I'm
trying to get
just
funny
my
videos done, and I think I don't
out.
know. I
This is
think
my time.
tomorrow's if it is actually going to be live with Rob, I'm going to be on at 8 o'clock. Oh my
Oh
god.
wow.
So I gotta like save energy. I gotta store energy up, otherwise I just don't have any. But, all right. So anyway, yes, looking forward to either having Michelle and I can have several guests on. I can have up to 10 people on. So
Oh,
uh,
that would be cool.
yeah, Ivanilda and everybody, whoever.
I think
Love you, Bluetooth for sure, and your man, Mr. G. Wonderful chat. Yeah. So guys, come on. Let me know. Send me an email. I'll put my email in the description, and
yeah,
I'll send you links. And I can have 10 people on here.
that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Imagine all of us just chatting, like
Yeah.
sharing it.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
Awesome. Have the upstairs people on everything. Benefit others conversation. Yes. Rocky Mountain would be awesome to have you on. So cool beans. All right, Michelle. Bueno. Thank you so much for sharing your stories, and we'll all be back. Like I said, we're all and that's a threat. Of course.
I came out of my cave, so I can come out again now. I'm getting
I
used to
want,
it.
yeah, I'm just pushing everybody so I can get back in my cave.
I'm getting used to it. So
I'm getting
getting used to coming out of my cave now, so I can come out again and play.
God, I
I
know.
can come out and play outside of my cave.
Come on and play. Yeah, we should do a picture of your man sometimes you got on Canva as best as we can with the AI,
Oh yeah.
and do a show just talking maybe about the experiences so people can kind of understand. Maybe have him come on and talk once we get some more info on him and things like that. Build
And
some.
things that how we feel, like how I closed myself off because I was
Yeah, so
afraid.
people, yeah, right,
And,
right. They
and
can't reach. Yeah, yeah. And when you're under attack as well, that
I was under attack for quite a while.
yeah, that closes you off, and the same thing happens where they can't. They're trying to get shit, like
And
that's
then
that's when
weird,
they panic upstairs. They're like, oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
been peaceful for the past year.
Yeah,
I
we're taking all those jerks down. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, they've been helping.
yeah. We're taking all those jerks. Take them down.
For the fall today. The fall today was bad.
Oh yeah, that's all right. We always like Nate always says, is that the worst you can do?
I'm like, nah.
Yeah,
And I'm,
is that the
yeah,
worst?
you
Yeah,
fall? You hurt me? I'm going on. I'm
yeah.
out of my cave now.
That's what you do when they do that. You're like, that's the worst you can do. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, everyone have a wonderful evening, and yeah, we'll land this ship. See and I'll see you all upstairs. I guess there's a party going on, so
Uh,
see you up. I hate parties. Why would I mean?
bye.
We'll see you guys. End. But where's the button? There it is.